All right, tonight, we got Dante Dasaro with the Detroit City Distillery. We're going to try some DCD whiskeys tonight. Pretty excited about that one. We got some AFC season win totals we're going to go over and also some top picks for those. And we're going to see who slid into our DMs. We're going to do that. We got some trivia. We got some top picks. I am JT. We are the 50,000 watt voice of the numbers guys. This show is BS. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ready, dope.
All right, let's do it.
This is the 50,000 watt voice of the numbers guys in the Motor City.
And now, live from Studio 8B, it's time to BS with the guys.
Well, what is going on, Numbers Nation? Hey, if you're seeing us on YouTube, or if you're hearing us now, that's right, we're back in the podcast world. This is going to be podcasted on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Man, oh man, it's great to be with you. And if you're catching us live on YouTube, which I see quite a few people are, do me a favor. Chime in the chat and say hello. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for joining us on this, what turned out to be a relatively warm night here in the metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
today.
expect that. Did not expect
It
that.
was like Scooble as the game went on.
Yeah, warming up.
Yeah.
That's stronger?
Like Jackson
There you go,
Job in a
stronger.
way. Kind of. Yeah, hey, and the other thing too, guys, if it's easier for you to text us, you can do that as well. I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. That number, TNG Live 007, also known as 864-548-3007. And later on in the show, I'll be opening up the phone lines, so you're welcome to call in as well. I'll give you that number when the time comes. And finally, folks, if we provide you any sort of value tonight, maybe it's a hot bourbon tip, would be my guess. Not going to be a hot betting tip tonight, that's for sure. But maybe a hot bourbon tip. Do me a favor, give this video a like. Looks like this, and or your subscription to the Numbers Guys would be big league appreciated. And now with me for the entire hour this week. Changing it up. To my right, your left, we got my boy D-Dub. D-Dub.
Back on iTunes.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Back on iTunes. The syndication deal finally went through.
They don't call you the Michael Jordan of podcasters for nothing.
They don't. No. I noticed you're wearing a PBR shirt.
Yeah.
I like that shirt.
The best, this is the finest piece of clothing I've found at Kroger's to date. So,
hopefully it's the only piece of clothing.
That was a Kroger
you
find?
found.
Yeah.
Kroger today.
Yeah, do they have extensive clothing department there?
the one on 26 in Van Dyke for
yeah?
all the local people out there. The ones not.
Is that like a super Kroger or something?
No, it's actually just they have a lot of clothing for some reason, and it's Americana sale, 40% off.
I
Don't
like
call
it.
it Super Kroger, but it's a bigger than usual.
You can wear that for
It
like
is?
4th of July. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I figured I'll wear it from Memorial Day till 4th of July.
Covers, yeah.
Yeah,
Covers the
with my
base.
Coors Light. Now that could be a bit of a clash. The Coors Light.
Even if it matches,
Trunks.
like it's because the logos are different.
Yeah.
That's clashing.
I think so.
Okay. All right.
It's clashing.
I think you could like both, right?
It's clashing
You could like
on a subject matter. Doesn't jive.
I always
look
look to
might be
Daryl for
fine.
my fashion faux pas
Thank you.
before I do a fashion faux pas, you know.
Your fashion faux pas.
Yes.
You're going to be on E next week. That's kind of weird. Hey, anyway, next to D-Dub, everybody's favorite numbers guy. Wearing the Carhartt
That's a
again. today?
consensus,
Did you
yeah.
get a good deal on some Carhartt? Is that
I
the-
love it. That's good stuff.
every week?
It's comfy. It's cool.
Diversifying his portfolio.
It's hip with the high schoolers, so I want to be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Tones doesn't own a single power tool, yet he's wearing Carhartt
Well,
every
Allie,
week now.
Allie hit up the clearance sale last spring.
Yeah.
So.
I was going
We
to
went
say,
to
it's got to be what it is.
Ace or Aco, whatever it is. So
How you doing,
they got a good
Tones?
lineup there. I'm doing well. I'm staring down a very nice looking lineup of booze there that
Yeah,
I
there
want to
it
dive
is.
into here.
It's coming up.
This is a nice change up because we've been pounding beers here for the last several months. It's nice to go to this side of the equation here.
A little more polished.
Have a focused night for the higher educated crowd,
That's our
high IQ
target market.
out there. So-
Yeah,
so,
fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy people.
yeah.
All right, buddy. Next to you, representing the San Diego Padres for some reason. Why do you get the father's hat on tonight?
Padres, that's Holden's Little League team. So I always get the hat of the Little League team we support. So
Gotcha.
yeah, they're 1-6, but they were up 3-2 in the rain last night. Suspended.
Just give it to him, dude.
I know, right?
Give me.
I mean, it was only 40 degrees and a moderate rain for an hour before
Did they make it halfway through the game or no?
Yeah, like the
So
fourth inning.
they don't count it? If it's
No, they
over-
suspended it. I mean, I guess they
Well,
just
I mean,
got to
they
pick
should
it up in
count
the
it.
fourth inning. Yeah.
Little weak.
As we
But what I'm excited about is our next guest next to me here with those snifters I see over there.
Those are little snifters.
Whiskeys.
All right, let's not delay this any further. With us in the fifth man chair tonight, the fifth man.
Is that what this is?
That's the fifth man, not the sixth man. It's not the NBA, but it's the fifth man. We got Dante Dasaro from Detroit City Distillery. How you doing, man?
I am well, gentlemen. I am well. Thanks for having me today. Just give me a minute to get used to this coma chair. If you lean back too long, if I fall asleep, I'll probably have my readers on because I feel like I'm in the senior home here with my TV tray. And,
You gotta follow Rich's posture.
yeah, I'm gonna like Rich
You have to
because
sit up.
I'm literally like, how's this look?
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Whenever Daryl starts talking, I look like that all the time. It's amazing.
the truth.
It's just that
you start leaning back more and more.
I was going to say, you can't start complaining about it already because Rich has narcolepsy over here. Never once has fallen asleep.
Never a single time, which is amazing.
No,
to all of us.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about the brand. And a couple of you guys already asked pre-show, have you had us before? And a couple of you haven't. So that's the best part of my job is like
Getting it out there to the
Exactly.
masses.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, I'm excited about that. Let's get started right away. Without further ado, let's do some libation exploration.
Let's rock and roll.
Tasty beers or fine bourbons for our face holes to try. It's libation exploration with the numbers guys.
All right, and we are back in Studio 8B again with Dante from Detroit City Distillery. Put that up here on the screen. But before we get started, I put together just some fast facts, some quick facts, if you will, about Detroit City Distillery. Hold on. Let me get to the chat real quick, though. Do you guys mind?
No,
All right. So we got not realtor. Fiance Lauren says, "Whoa, you guys started on time. What is going on?" I know what you're saying. We got Silk Jarrell Petrie in the house. He says, "Woo, woo, what's going on?" Jarrell had a good time with you last week, Thursday. Realtor / fiance Lauren says, "Holden's." That's directed towards you, Rich.
God,
Yeah,
he might have
Holden's.
said that.
Yeah, I think you said Holden's.
oh, Aiden Holden.
I think you
Sorry.
meant Aiden.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Yeah,
Early English faux pas for me. I mean, come on.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to correct you.
that's not too bad.
I mean, geez, Lauren.
It won't be the last
Lighten
era
up.
on the show.
Lighten up, Lauren.
And then Silk in the house again says, "I love their horseradish vodka for bloodies."
Horseradish vodka?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I didn't know that existed. I like that. And then fiance says Aiden is on the Padres. So there you go. All right. So let me just run through.
Can you tell Lauren that there should be an apostrophe between the N and the S on Aiden's?
That's true. It's possessive. I don't fucking know. All right. So here we go. Now,
That'll show her.
DCD. I'm going to call this DCD instead
Perfect.
because it's going to be easier.
DCD.
Based in Detroit, Michigan, which I guess makes sense. If they were in Kansas City, that wouldn't make too much sense. But known for their small batch whiskey, gin, vodka from locally sourced ingredients. Love that. It was founded in 2012 by 8 childhood friends from Bath, Michigan.
Bath, Michigan.
Doesn't say it on the screen here, but I happen to know from Bath. I know that 2 of the guys here are probably familiar with where Bath is.
Bath is the largest school shooting in Michigan history. Occurred there.
That's a great point there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Way to lighten the
19,
mood.
1912.
Always count on Daryl
that was
to
1912.
Let's cheers to that.
positive
Sorry.
feedback.
That's all right, Dale. Let's just move into us start drinking now.
Yes, yeah. I might have to get through this even quicker.
Yeah, let's get all the bad news out of the
Up
way.
there by
here.
East Lansing.
By Lansing. Yeah, we have
Yes,
2
yeah.
Sparties here.
Yeah,
2
there we
Sparties.
go.
That's what I was getting at. So 8 childhood friends, including J.P. Jerome, who's the master distiller, and worked at Bell's Brewery, one of my favorite breweries.
Oh, very good.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking Bell's.
And you are
There it
drinking
is,
the Bell's
over
right
on
now.
Yeah.
So it's an Eastern Market, right over by where Supino is. Is that?
Oh, Sapinos.
Yep.
Is that
Supino's
accurate?
about 2 blocks away from us. We're off of Gratiot,
Very
nice. Okay.
kitty quarter from Ford Field, and then Supino's is like 1 light away. Make a left, you're there.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. I know right where that is.
Yep.
It was the first product was Bloodline whiskey, followed by various gins and vodkas, and it does seem to be a whiskey and gin heavy portfolio from what I saw on the website. 31 states is their distribution, plus 9.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that came from.
No?
No, I pulled up that information. We're only in Michigan as of now.
Okay.
But that may have been because we're available on Sealbach online.
Gotcha. Yep.
And they ship to 31
So they
states.
ship.
So yeah,
So you can buy it and ship it.
Yeah,
there.
we are not in 31 states, but our availability is through Sealbach in 31 states.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I didn't get that memo, but I figured it out.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Appreciate that. And 9 European countries, which wouldn't include Iraq, one of our. That's where our
one of our
biggest beer.
sister.
One of our
Our highest viewership is in Iraq.
biggest
Yeah.
viewership. Okay, so in 2015, that's when you guys expanded to the Whiskey Factory, which was formerly Goebel Brewing.
Joe Bell.
Oh.
Joe
The
Bell, I
champagne
say-
of beers. Yes.
yeah, and Stroh's Ice Cream, and this
Oh,
is
wow.
where
Okay.
you guys host like weddings and
Yeah, we have a great space there with a great event team. It's the second floor of the factory itself, but it is pretty well booked for a long time. I
Oh,
mean,
Rich, are you? They taking deposits for a couple
I
of
don't know.
years
You
out?
booked through next summer already?
I'll
He's
get you in
looking for-
touch. I'll get you in touch with Alyssa, and you can see what the dates are. But yeah, I
Sounds
know.
good.
Lauren, let's lock it up tonight. Let's go. Throw me some
I know
dates,
what you're
Lauren.
thinking, Toads.
I'll sign the
Throw me some
contract tonight. Yep. I got it under control, babes.
I know what you.
I think she'd appreciate that.
Yeah, sure.
I think she would too.
I'll sign
One
it
major
as soon
thing
as
checked
we
off the list.
As soon as we go through the 4 batches
Tell
here.
her to get on Instagram. It's called the Whiskey Factory. Once she sees the pictures, she'll be 100% on board.
That would officially be the coolest wedding
You already sold me,
ever
Dante.
been to.
Oh, I say, is this the Whiskey Factory?
That is the Whiskey
Oh,
Factory.
that's beautiful,
I
actually.
could
So-
envision
That's
you
awesome.
right there in
Yeah,
the
that
tuxedo.
is actually the old flavoring floor for Stroh's Ice Cream. That's where
Oh, super
that between the pillars there,
Put it back up for you.
between the pillars there on either side of from us to the far bar, there's a concrete covered slab. That's where the ice cream used to come up from the bottom, go left to right, and they'd run the flavors down that floor. But a lot of history in that building. A lot of history.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then you guys needed more space, apparently. You needed more space.
Yes, we're
So
growing.
you expanded into the Detroit winery space.
Just recently. Yep.
All right.
Detroit
Yeah,
winery.
2025.
So that was the other half of the building, which when it was Stroh's and Goebel's, it was the mechanical building. But the winery was there. Unfortunately, they did shut down, and we talked to the landlord and said, "Hey, we need a place to put barrels." And what's nice is it's got a secondary event space, which is phenomenal.
Okay, so you got that too.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're just matter of fact, next month we're gonna be opening, so we're pretty excited about that. So
Awesome.
Yep.
And then I got one more page of graphics here. So this looks like it's kind of the meat and potatoes of the portfolio, right?
definitely.
Gin.
So you got Butcher's Cut Bourbon, Homegrown Rye, Faced Bourbon, Honey Barrel Bourbon, Railroad Gin, Peacemaker Gin, and then Gilded Age Vodka. Plus you guys did some collabs with... so all Honey Barrel, is that B's in the D?
That's B's in the D.
Okay, that's all B's in the D.
Yep.
What's are your top sellers?
Top sellers, believe it or not. Run that back up there if you can. Can you get back
Yep,
up there?
no problem.
So number one is Butcher's Cut Bourbon. That's our
Butcher's
flagship.
Cut.
Yep. And believe it or not, that Railroad Gin is number 2.
Railroad Gin. Okay.
Yep. Honey Bourbon's right behind it. Then you got the Rye Whiskey, and everything falls into place from there. But our Railroad Gin, I call it our silent assassin. It is an amazing gin. It's called Jamie, our sales manager, gave it the name the Butt Gin. And then if you had too much alcohol and you pull that out too soon, people are like, "What?" But it's people that say, I don't like gin, but I love this. And I can't tell you, if I had $1 for every time someone said that, like, this is really good.
So I'm not a big gin drinker, so let's see if that twists my taste buds a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, that's the lineup, and only 25 people run this entire business, from our event spaces, from our tasting room in Eastern Market, from our sales team, and from our production and bottling team. 25 people do it. Last year we were just shy of 15,000 cases just in the state of Michigan. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yep.
That is awesome. All right, let's get to tasting, shall we?
Shall we?
You want to try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So everybody, I've got this big mic in front of me, and now he's going to run me to my little portable mic. So I'm going to take these off.
Okay.
So yeah, wow, that's totally different with them off. All right.
Yeah.
We are going to start, guys. Okay, get your dunk cups in front of you. I know, get these little cups in front of you, little spit cups, little. You'll end up drinking the whole thing. I won't be pouring too much because we have to be able to be in complete sentences
Sure.
by the time we talk sports. First one we're going to do is the Butcher's Cut Bourbon. Where we at here? Right there.
Yep,
So-
right there. Butcher's Cut.
So that gentleman on the bottle is actually JP's grandfather, Yogi Jerome.
Really?
Yogi.
Yep, Yogi Jerome. Let's do a little history lesson about Yogi Jerome. So he was a cooper during Prohibition. You know what a cooper is, right?
I have no idea what that
I
is.
don't know if I've
barrel
heard
maker.
that term.
Okay.
It's a barrel maker, and he was a cooper. And obviously during Prohibition, when you're a cooper, you're making illegal barrels. So he actually, one evening while loading his illegal barrels up onto a rail car, lost a finger in the door. So that was unfortunate for Yogi. But when World War II came around, Yogi decided he wanted to serve his country. And he went into the military and wasn't, to my knowledge, he didn't. I mean, without a finger, I'm sure you couldn't fire a rifle or anything like that. But he,
I got one.
you got it already?
I got it.
Oh, where did you get? Did I?
Oh,
did
we
they pass
were
it out?
we were passing.
Oh
it.
man,
Yeah.
hello.
You can just sit down there, man, if you want. You don't have to get up.
When did he start catching for the Yankees?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm last one.
So he came back from World War II. He got a job as a butcher in Eastern Market. Hence, you hear the butcher name, right?
Oh, okay.
So the actual building our tasting room is in was an annex part of the butcher shop. He actually chopped meat up.
Wow.
So with paying homage to his grandfather, he called
pretty
it
cool.
the Butcher's Cut.
One more, Dante.
Oh, one more. Oh, here. No, you're out. You're out.
You're out.
He called it the Butcher's Cut, and what's really cool about it is that when you go to our factory, JP was able to get all his grandfather's butcher's tools, his butcher ID, all of his butcher union cards. It's in a big frame right when you walk into the factory, which is really cool. So we have rich history there at
I love it.
at Eastern Market, and then with the history of the Prohibition in Detroit. So all right, 68% corn,
Okay.
27% rye,
27.
5% malted barley. Every bottle on shelf right now is just shy of 4 years.
4 years.
You see on the back of this bottle, it says batch 99. This is the latest batch. And come September, hopefully, we're going to hit batch 100. Stay tuned. We're going to do something really cool with batch 100.
Batch one.
Okay.
So you guys know the difference between a single barrel bottle and a distro or a blended bottle. So batches are the blended bottles that you buy on shelf. So we'll take 4 or 5 barrels, blend them together, put them in a tote, run them down the bottling line. A single barrel is when you say you guys would come in, we'd have 4 barrels lined up. You taste a barrel if you like it. We just bottle from the barrel. We don't mix it with any other barrel.
Gotcha.
So this is the batch. This is the #1 seller. If you notice on the nose, I'll let you guys kind of get what aromas you may pick up from this.
Cherry.
You get cherry.
Right off the
yeah.
get-go.
Right off the
For
bat.
sure.
So you get cherry. Anybody else get something different? It's crazy. You ever switch nostrils, guys? You ever do that? See, these are called wee Karens. Say that with an Irish accent. Wee Karens, right? So
Karen.
if you notice, your nostrils switch, and you'll get stronger in one nostril than the other. So you notice you'll only get a burn from one nostril. Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is true.
The left,
crazy?
left nostril
So
seems
you're-
to be sweeter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why you got to pass it from nostril to nostril. Trust me,
Is
guys.
that vanilla?
I've already learned
Hey,
something.
there you go, vanilla.
That's what I do
vanilla.
with my Coke. I go natural.
Come on, Tones.
What?
Come on, Tones.
Coke. What?
It's not that kind of show this week.
At least this week, right?
I'm getting like black licorice almost.
There you go. See, there's
That's
never a wrong answer.
Like me.
Okay, so on the tasting notes is something we do on the side of the barrel for single barrels. It's actually the distillers, the bottling team, whoever's in the factory that day will sit down, taste. We all get our common notes, and then we all kind of see what we had in common, and that's what goes on the side label for the tasting.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's pretty cool. So there's never a wrong answer. Like I tell everybody, whiskey and bourbon are like movies and food. I could tell you go to a great movie and you can call me the next day and be like, what the hell did you send me to? Right? Same thing with whiskey and bourbon. You could say, hey, Dante, you got to get this hamburger at this place. Go get it. And I can call you and say, that was the worst damn hamburger I ever had.
Right.
So I always tell people, when you get into this game, the best thing you can do is not listen to anybody else. Trust your nose. Trust your taste buds. Because if you start chasing hundreds and $1,000 bottles here and there thinking because someone told you it was good, you're going to spend $3,000 on a bottle of Pappy's. You're going to taste it. You're going to go home and cry in the shower because you just spent $3,000 on a bottle you absolutely hate. So taste everything. So, all right, so we're tasting it. How are we feeling about it?
Well, I've been tasting it.
It's been gone for a while. I thought it was delicious.
That's solid bold.
He took it he was drinking it like Robitussin. It was just one shot for him.
That's right.
That's a nice bold.
It was
Very bold. So the majority of people get caramel, vanilla, toffee.
Caramel,
okay?
yes, I taste caramel.
And you get that pepper bite on the fall. So you guys know the 3 stages of a sip or a nip, right? The rise, it's called a nip. Let's get that on the table now.
Of course I know the 3 stages of a sip or a nip.
I think it's one is grief.
Listen,
And then
You might be underestimating the crowd here, Dante.
I'll tell you right now, when I bring up the word nip in public, when people don't know that's a term and it's a
Rich
nip.
is always going to laugh at that.
Oh yeah, everybody smirks and
Sure.
But the rise is from the tip of the tongue to the back of the tongue. The fall is from the back of the tongue to the bottom of the throat, and the hug is in the chest. So those are the 3 phases.
I never heard the hug.
We've talked about hugging on the show.
Well,
Huggy bear? Or no,
bear
that's
hug.
a-
yeah, they call it the Kentucky hug. But we're in Detroit, so we call it the Detroit hug.
Detroit hug.
Detroit hug.
But you notice this is 100 proof.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have guessed that.
I like saying that because I wasn't going to tell you the proof until you actually had it. This is 100 proof, but you notice every one of you with a show of hands. Do you get a hug at all?
Not much.
I got a little bit of
A little bit.
I drank it all.
But not nothing that
It's
takes your
more-
breath away.
More here.
No,
you got it
not
in the
much.
fall,
Yeah.
right? You got it in the fall.
Not at all.
do you get a lot
I thought it
of
was smooth, really smooth.
Yeah.
Is it a faux pas for people to tell you what it reminds them of?
Nope, not at
What
all.
do they tell you this reminds you of?
I get a lot of people that now that it's getting older, are single barrels. I get a lot of people telling me it's got somewhat of a Booker's feel to it. It's very robust, very flavorful. Being compared to other people is great because if they're comparing you to somebody that's been around for hundreds of years, you're doing something right.
That's very true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So, like, of one of these, like, how many batches do you got going at the same time? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the batches is
you got it staggered every year?
oh no, we're going through batches. Maybe that's actually a JP question, but if I was to throw some stones at it, because I see the numbers change on the bottles, maybe every 2 batches, depending how it sails.
Yeah.
Like right now, kind of things are, everybody's wondering if the sun's ever going to come out and if we're going to get above 70 degrees. And believe it or not, that affects people buying Pabst Blue Ribbon and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So, but sometimes during the holidays, we'll move through a batch, but we're kind of estimating like September will be batch 100. Okay. So, but when it happens, we're going to do something fun, but I can't talk about it. So,
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let me throw this on the screen real quick. By the way, it's from the website. So Butcher's Cut Bourbon. Anything that tells a story about the finger. Mash Bill you gave us that. From Washtenaw County, Michigan, is the corn and rye.
So we all
Hey, you
finished
got
our
a
glasses?
bunch of medals here too, buddy.
Oh, medals. Yeah, medals are great. What awards are wonderful. We did the award thing for a while, and once we started beating Kentucky brands, like I'll get to our rye whiskey and tell you that accolation from last year, what we accomplished with that. Once the awards are given nationally, you kind of know where you're at, so you kind of, okay, we're good. We're good. So we don't,
No reason to keep piling them on
exactly.
across the country.
Like, you want to see where you compare in the grand scheme of things, and we did pretty well. We've done pretty well in the last 3-4 years.
Now, how many awards do you think there are, like, across the country, like, throughout the year, like, roughly?
Oh God, there's this San Francisco World Spirit.
That's the one you guys got, right?
Yeah, and then there's like the Ascot Awards. There's tons of them, but San Francisco is one of the most respected, if not the most respected one.
Gotcha.
So it's the oldest. But did we like the Butcher?
I liked
loved
it.
it.
Now, I'll tell you what. It's tradition here on the show where we give a rating.
Okay.
Can we give a rating?
Let's give some
All
ratings.
right, I'll put the rating scale here up on the screen.
Oh, nice.
So our rating scale for beer or other booze, that's the booze
Love
scale. We have 5, I'm driving across town for this stuff. 4, you're going to buy it with no hesitation. 3, you're not going to kick it out of bed. 2, you'll choke it down for the show so you don't look like a bitch. And 1, a hard pass, nastier than Flint's Waters, circa when was that Flint water thing? Their water now is perfectly fine. I don't want to be slandering
like,
Flint's water over here.
11 years ago, 12 years
15,
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
definitely over
15
10
years.
Yeah,
years.
so circa 2011. What do you think, D-Dub?
4.2, very good. Reminds me of my favorite bourbon, which I'm not a big bourbon guy, but don't take this as an insult. Wild Turkey, 101.
I'll take it.
I think it's the best
Yeah.
for the price.
It's only one proof off, one note off.
Yo,
you
let's
know.
talk price, about 50.
$49.96, $52.08 out the door with Michigan tax. You can tell them in sales.
There you go. All right. All right. What do you think, Downs?
I'm gonna do it. This is a nice, solid, bold flavor, smooth. That's 4 or 5 for me.
4 or 5. That's
buy
a
this.
strong score.
Yeah,
I drive the Total Wine for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess this will be my favorite, just because it's more in line with my taste. 4.7. I thought it was great.
Perfect.
All right. And Dante, you're going to give everything a 5. That would be only
Actually,
reasonable.
no, because I got my favorites.
Okay. Well, what would you give this?
Butcher cut to me is a 4 or 5 for me.
4 or 5.
4 or 5 for me.
All right. There we go. Like the honesty. All right. Let's move on.
All right. So this label right here, everybody, take a look there.
Oh, let me
You
put
can
that on
focus
there for
me in
you.
there.
That's
there
not
we
gonna
go.
Work.
I'm going to stand up on this one. You ready to give me my
Put it on 8.
mobile mic?
Mobile mic, I like that.
Mobile mic.
I've been on the
mic.
show 2
All
years
right.
and I haven't got a mobile mic.
Yeah, you go.
You were mobile one time.
So many cameras. Look at okay, and boom. I'll do this one. So
you
notice
go.
the two faces on there. This is two-faced.
There you go.
This was our original label over 11 years ago. Why did we have this label? Because, like you said in your facts, our original bourbon was Bloodline,
Okay.
and that was a wheated. Okay, that was a straight wheated bourbon. So I'll take your glasses and I'll start pouring as I'm talking because we'll be here till 2 a.m. We had Butcher in the barrels, but people were drinking it so fast from the tasting room we couldn't age it. So we had to source. It's the only time in our history we had to source because we had to take some of our Butcher's cut and blend it with a sourced grain similar. We went down to, you guys ever hear of MGP? MGP is in Indiana. They're basically a company that produces blank label bourbon barrels.
Okay.
You go down there and pick it. You can start your own bourbon company, have a bourbon that's already 5 years old.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it's sourced, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. So we went down there. We found a close grain mash to Butcher's Cut. We brought it up, and for 16 months, if I remember right, we had Two-Face on the market until Butcher was old enough to bottle. Okay? So, Two-Faced, obviously, it's two different bourbons, so we called it Two-Faced.
Two-Faced.
right?
Okay.
So, but last year was our 10-year reunion, 10-year anniversary. We brought it back permanently. But what's cool about this, you ready for this?
Sure.
It is now, you had Butcher's Cut, right? It is a 4-year-old Butcher Cut blended with a 4-year-old wheated Kentucky.
Interesting.
It's a first ever Michigan Kentucky blend.
All right. You screwed me out of one here, though, bud.
Oh, come on. You already had one before because they were passing them around.
You told him right when he sat
No,
down.
I know. I waited for it to sit out.
Thank God I didn't do legs today. I'm just getting out of the
It's not. It's not leg day today.
It's not leg day today.
Okay.
The labels are cool, and it's perfect for Rich because you don't have to worry about letters. It's just a picture. You
Yeah,
know
right.
the picture. You know what the bourbon is.
Pictogram.
Right?
I'm a
I
big
tell
Butcher
people,
guy.
oh, no, I give you Butcher. See,
He was hoping there would be colors involved, but pictures is even better.
That's
Jim,
okay.
dump that one. I give you Butcher.
Okay.
Chug it.
Where's your cup?
Right here.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's a nice aroma.
I hate to dump stuff.
Don't worry
This one
about it. We lose
smells
more
a little
bottles
sweeter,
sometimes.
doesn't
It is a little sweeter.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to dig this one.
Thanks, buddy.
So, same proof, 100 proof. It's 50% Butcher's Cut, 50% Kentucky wheated. Is anybody going to ask me what that wheated is?
Yeah. What does
What
it mean
is
to be
the weeded?
Wheated is okay, for something to be traditionally a wheated or a straight bourbon or a rye whiskey, the grain has to be, like if it's a wheated, the grain or the mash build has to be 51% or more.
Okay.
So for a bourbon, the corn has to be 51% or more.
Okay.
And then for a rye, it has to be 51% or more, right? The mass amount of grain in there to be in that classification has to be the highest, 51% or more. So a wheated bourbon would be a wheat bourbon that the grain consistency is 51% or more. And the one that we came up with after sourcing, I don't know if you guys have ever had it. They're out of Kentucky. This one is blended with Wilderness Trail.
I have tried that. Yeah.
Short, stubby bottle,
Yes,
wood
it's a
cork.
good one. It's a good one.
And their wheat's phenomenal. They're kind of like us in Kentucky. They have a cult following. They were a smaller distillery. They won the battle on that one. But if you look at the nose on this, someone said earlier already it's sweeter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
can tell
First
right
thing
off,
I
yeah,
picked
right off the
up.
get-go, this is substantially sweeter.
And I'll tell you why is when we sip.
I think I'm sipping ahead of time here, guys.
Don't worry.
Sorry, all right.
yeah.
Don't jump the gun.
Listen, I look like I know. Look, the funniest thing is, you ever see on social media, like Instagram, whatever, TikTok, they'll do those videos. I get a sense of cherry with some horse leather, and like, dude, when have you ever had horse leather in your mouth?
Sure.
To tell me you've tasted horse leather.
You got issues.
You've got something going on in your past. So, so
little mahogany.
mahogany. You eat wood often, bro? Like, but no, there's no wrong or right way to do this. I love hearing like raw reaction to this.
This one has more. I'll jump in here because I like to talk. This one has more of a like a alcohol-y smell to it to me.
More
So
than-
you're saying it's
check the
young,
other-
like a young youth.
So are you saying
He's-
more than
yeah,
up
yeah,
front?
no.
You read
More
my
the
mind.
upfront.
He's got a deviated septum, so that might be part of it.
At first, it's sweeter, like we were talking about, but then I'm
Back
with
end is
Jim.
a little more harsh.
It's a little
yeah.
bit of a hug.
Well, I'm just talking about the smell.
I know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think DW
Yeah,
is
the
Try to
smells
hold
sweeter,
your
but-
one nostril so you're not getting anything out of it.
something got in the glass that time. No, I'm just fucking around. I'll tell you what. I already tasted it. Can I just?
Go for
It's
it.
definitely sweeter. This is pretty freaking awesome. I mean, this is right in my wheelhouse as far as what I
It's
like.
got that nice. Let me see if I can add some adjectives.
Yeah.
It's got that nice like initial burn,
Yeah, it's sitting there.
and then it's just warm.
Oh, yeah, warm.
continues to. It keeps developing in the palate. But did you notice? I don't know if you guys got this. Butcher Cut had that pepper bite on the fall.
Yeah. Right.
So this doesn't.
Does not.
You know what that is? That's the wheat. Wheat will calm a peppery bite down when it comes to blends on most palates, right?
Okay.
So that wheat is like a calming grain. Like it takes away that. But you notice the wheat will give you that continuous flavor, that lingering flavor that you guys are getting.
Let me ask you something. Not that is because I like Bullet. That's usually what I.
That's a
what I
rye,
drink.
right?
Is
Well, they have a rye and they have a bourbon. As well.
I drink the bourbon. This tastes pretty similar to that in a way.
Dude, look, this guy needs to go on tour. So Bullet,
Yeah, I would.
out of all the bourbons across the country, Bullet and ours have very similar percentages in the grain palette.
Wow.
So very
Wow.
close. We're talking 1-2% off.
So you're trying to say I know what the fuck I'm talking about?
Yeah,
then,
right.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
definitely.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
I appreciate
you're
that.
just not a beer guy. You know
right.
the whole
Got
gambit.
a
I like to
sophisticated
eat and
palate.
drink. That's what I do.
No,
you
but
know.
yeah, that was that was pretty cool. That You caught that because you are a Bullet drinker, so your palate.
Yeah,
actually-
this is like I said, it's fantastic.
and it retails the same price, $49.96, $52.08 out the door.
Well, I know where I'm going to be buying from now on. I'll tell you that. Anybody, DW, you want to talk about this?
This one for me was a little more harsh on the back end.
Okay.
And my tongue was tingling a little bit.
Okay.
That might just be me. It could be diabetes.
Diabetes.
I'm not sure. So I'd probably
yeah.
give this one a 3.8.
Okay.
Okay.
I still think I like the Butcher's more my style. This is good. I like the sweetness. Yeah, that lingering burn. It's nice. I think this would be a great winter sip. Just to warm you up a little bit. I'm gonna go 4.2 on this one.
4.2.
Very solid. Very solid.
Yeah, I'm once again great tasting bourbon. I don't know if I've had too many wheats though. I've always thought it was more of a rye or mash. What are other popular wheats that you would say off the top of your head?
You've got Maker's Mark is a wheat.
That's a
bourbon.
wheat beer.
That's a wheat.
Oh, that's
bourbon.
like one of
Maker's
my
Mark.
favorites.
Yes.
Yep. You've got everybody knows the Weller family. That's a wheat
Yep.
bourbon as well.
Okay. All right.
So those are two very popular wheat
Yeah.
bourbons. But every distillery has a wheat version or a high percentage wheat. So
Okay.
yep. And
Just depends which line you're on. Or
yeah,
okay.
yeah, definitely.
That's 4.3. I think it's wonderful. Very,
For me,
very good.
4.3. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like Two Face, but I still lean towards Butcher a
Yeah.
little bit higher. on the-
Butcher's
on the
to me
percentage.
is just a little tad higher.
It's the OG, so
Yeah.
keeps the lights on. So we enjoyed that one.
I'm going to go 4.9.
4.9.
Wow.
Really
I mean,
loving it.
this match is my favorite because
Blew the
at home
doors.
right now I got Weller, I got Blanton's, I got all kinds of bourbon right now at home.
Jamie, if you're watching, just hit Jim's Venmo up now for that 4.9. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. No, hey, I should mention that there is no compensation
this is-
here tonight.
This is straight up. Matter of
This is
fact, Jim,
excellent.
can I tell him how I found out about you guys?
Yeah, for sure, man.
So I was doing an event at Testabara over there in Macomb,
Yes.
Great
and it
restaurant.
was I was talking about the brand, and I did my little speech, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is cool," and and I went and sat down. All of a sudden, one of the servers came up to me and said, "Hey, there's a couple that would like to talk to you. A couple up there in the naughty section. They got that little naughty. They have a little light.
Yeah.
It's called the naughty. Yeah. So I go up to the naughty section at Testabara. I'm like, all right. I'm like, right here, and I sat down there, and lovely couple, and they're like, Mom, right off the bat, my son has a podcast.
Judy's a good marketer.
She's always
so-
down.
And she goes, I
She's
think
always
you would do wonderful on there. I'm like, well, give me his number. And then I reached out, and I saw you guys had beer plastered everywhere, but that's okay. We're going to change. Can we add another B onto the show?
If you look at our website, which by the way is numbersguys.live, it does say bourbon on there. That's pretty much what we. It's either beer, bourbon.
The B covers
That's
both.
it. It
You should
does.
put
It
B2
does.
on there.
I should, yeah.
B squared.
B squared. But
B
you already got the
squared.
marketing down.
Yeah.
So-
Well, we started strong with bourbon in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I think we kind of just got to the end of our.
Well, you guys have to complete your shows. I mean, let's be real.
Well, this is nice. Like Tone said, this is nice.
Yeah, we gotta mix it up. I love beer, but I like the hard liquor
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll tell you what, Dante, while you're pouring those, I'll let you pour those. I'll catch up on the chat. You can just pass them down. Just pass them down.
Oh, yeah. Pour it yourself.
Or pour it
some rye.
ourselves, yeah.
I'm going to talk
That's no
about this
problem.
rye whiskey once you're done doing
All
that.
right, so this one will be interesting for me.
Well, he's trying to keep a filled bottle. Now it's going to be mostly empty.
So
This is from his liquor cabinet at
so,
home.
so straight rye. Yeah. What's the details on it?
well, before you do that,
Yeah.
just for the dum-dums
No,
out
no,
there.
no,
I'm
no
not
one's a
talking
dum-dum.
about me specifically, but rye. I've always hear that. I hear it in songs, but I never really
What song? Was that American Pie?
rye whiskey.
Oh, okay. I
by,
thought you were thinking whiskey. Okay, never mind.
Rye, historically, rye was one of the most common grains in the beginning.
I just filled it all the way up.
Yeah.
Listen, can we get that on camera? Can someone show?
There we go.
Holy,
Please show your wee Karen, sir.
There you go.
that's a long pour for.
Honey, I'm not coming
that
home.
way. There you go.
Where's my camera, Jimmy?
Yeah, that's
Wherever you got to go home to,
It is pretty.
it's beautiful. But that's impressive.
I'll let you in on a numbers guy secret. We all sleep here.
Fantastic. Oh, okay. I see the cots behind the file cabinets.
We live here.
Yeah,
It's our
this
back
is
cave.
actually our house.
So I'm going to talk about the rye whiskey.
Sure.
So the rye whiskey is my favorite.
Okay, I
Absolute
like the
favorite.
aroma so far.
Okay. Our rye whiskey is a true rye. It's 97% rye, 3% malted barley. There's only 2 grains in here. There's no corn.
2 grains. Okay.
That's it. 97.3. What is different about the rye? And I'll put it right there so people
Is
can
it
see
4
the
years
label.
too?
Oh, wait, I'll get to that.
No.
one.
Okay. I'm
So the
jumping
rye, as of a couple weeks ago, JP told me we put our first 6-year barrel in,
Ooh,
in
6
batch
year.
in distribution.
6 years.
This is 6 years.
Okay.
97% rye, 3% malted barley. It is proofed out at 94. Okay. JP, I don't know if we didn't talk about it in the notes. JP went to 2 universities, Michigan and Michigan State, so he's a double
wow.
color, right?
Okay.
But he did receive his doctorate in biochemistry and human genetics. Okay, so he's basically a doctor in biochemistry.
Wow.
I don't think you can have a better distiller than a doctor in biochemistry.
Sure. Could he clone me? Is that possible?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll use one of the old stills. We'll just
Well,
throw you in there.
Yeah, put me in there.
We only need one of
I
you.
don't even
Jake.
think you need it still. I'm probably 80% bourbon right now anyway.
Right,
so,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But he's always challenged. Nothing is ever a challenge for him. He's a purist at heart. He takes the craft very seriously. Both JP and Steve, who is our head distiller, are very serious about their job, and they're very serious about what goes out. And this rye, when JP first did it, being under 100 proof is good, because when you taste this, as you guys can start tasting and do what you got to do, that bite you get is not the proof. That's the rye grain.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
Rye, a lot of people don't like rye. I compare it to asparagus and Brussels sprouts, right? Either you like it or you don't. But I can honestly sit here on this show and tell you 6 years of serving rye that I have people that come up to my tables or at events. I don't do rye. I don't like rye. I go, you trust me? You've only met me 2 minutes ago. You got to, okay? Try this rye. Give me your opinion after. 95% of them say, this is a bourbon sipping rye. And it could be two things about that make it happen. Number one, all of our rye grain is grown in Dexter, Michigan. We don't source it. All of our grain for everything you see here, minus the blend with Kentucky, is all Michigan farmed, Michigan grain.
Really?
Okay. And the rye is specifically grown in Dexter, and Dexter Mill processes all our grain we get from all the farms. So we don't source it from Canada. 70 to 80% of the industry does, because Canada has, Saskatchewan has the highest, that's one of their major export grains.
Okay.
Is rye.
Yeah.
We grow it in Michigan soil.
Is there a big difference?
There's a big difference. I think there's a big difference. Okay. Number two, being that it's a whiskey, you're not required to put it in brand new oak barrels. Bourbon, yes. That's one of the rules. That's the second rule of bourbon. 51% corn has to be put in a brand new American oak barrel. With whiskey, you can use used barrels. Now, I can't speak for other distilleries, but I know for a fact when our rye whiskey comes off the still, it goes into brand new char 4 oak barrels. You have new char on there. They're fresh. The aging starts really well. It gets that nice, fresh new barrel. I think that decision made years ago is what put our rye where it's at now.
Wow.
So, what did we win last year? The San Francisco World Spirit Competition is the oldest, most prestigious competition in the United States. And people can take competitions for what they are. You know, your bourbon purists are like, you know, competitions are like the Emmys. Like we all sit there and watch the Grammys and be like, that movie sucked. But, you know, for me, but this person's getting an award. So we take it to heart. And I said, we got into awards to see where we were in the industry. Not to get an award. Where are we pairing up in the industry, right? Where are we at? We started doing them about 4 or 5 years ago. So rye whiskey, to receive a platinum, you have to win 3 double golds in a row, 3 years in a row. Not win one, don't win one, win another one. 3 consecutive years double gold. It won 3 consecutive years double gold, and last year it was awarded the platinum medal. We were the first Michigan Spirit in history to win platinum.
That's pretty impressive.
Interesting.
Right?
Here, let me put this up here real quick.
Yep.
So here you go. This is from from the website.
Those are the 3 double golds, and we
Double
don't have the platinum on there yet, but it's coming.
Oh, I'm sure it's coming.
So do you not show up the 4th year because you're like, I got my platinum? Like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, it's like an NFL player. Like, you know,
You drop the mic. And
you're done. You won your Super Bowl, and now I can not have to be in a wheelchair in 10 years, right? And get the heck out of this early, right? Like, but
on a high note.
the rye is my favorite. I'll go right to my score. This is a 5.0 for me, and not because I sell it. I knew 6 years ago I knew nothing about whiskey and bourbon. I loathed ryes because they tasted earthy to me.
Yeah.
Like really farmy.
Okay.
Like really grainy, spicy, you know, like real hot in a way. Tell me this doesn't sip like a bourbon.
It does.
I don't like ryes actually, but this is more bourbony. I'm gonna say it's my least favorite of the 3, but I still think it's very good. I'm gonna say about a 4.0 for me, but I really don't like ryes.
You don't like
all.
asparagus or Brussels sprouts?
Sure.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, but it's that's the thing. You either like rye or you don't. But
I just don't have a good rye background to compare against because I drink a lot of whiskeys and bourbons.
Bulla rye, actually, since you said that, I hate that. That's like my first rye experience. I was like, I don't like that. But the other one's better than the rye.
Yeah. The butcher. You're still a butcher guy.
I'm a butcher all the way. I'm
butcher.
pretty sure.
Nice.
Sorry.
What about you, Ant?
Yeah, butcher's my number one. I would tend to go with Rich. This might be my 3rd favorite, but I still give it a 4-1 though.
Okay.
I like
all
that.
right.
I like
Nice.
Very good.
For me, this is the smoothest one.
There you go.
And that guy would give it a 4.3.
4-3.
I put it right ahead of the Butcher's. I don't get the flavor that I like out of the first 2, but it just feels like a better overall all the way down.
Nice sip and drink.
Yeah. Yeah, easy.
Hey, you're an idiot.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. You
Tell
called
us
me an
how you
idiot that
really
one
feel,
time.
Jim.
No, I'm just teasing.
No, 4.3 for
an idiot.
Daryl. That's that's very high for his scores. He's usually not a big bourbon guy.
All right,
So
Jimmy.
that's
Balls in your court.
Yeah, here's what I'm
Great
doing.
one.
I'm going to go on this one only because I have no frame of reference because I don't think I've ever tried a rye in my
That's
life.
my problem.
really?
Is I don't have much
Yeah.
competition in my head
So
to go.
you do not like rye traditionally.
I never did
Yeah.
until I had this.
So asking you what your second favorite rye is has no bearing,
Actually,
even though
my second favorite rye, that if I was to pick one, it's another local one. It's Two James Catcher Rye. Okay.
So again, it's probably grown in the same
yes.
soil
Textures.
that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
See, I'm gonna say it's like if I can try to be descriptive here, it's got a kind of a flatter taste. Does that make sense? Maybe earthy is the taste that I'm getting out of that.
Right. Could be the lower proof for all of you too.
Yeah, I'm
not
gonna
100,
go.
it's 94.
If I compared it to the other two, this is my least favorite, but I don't think it's because it's what it is. I just think it's because maybe I'm not a rye guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Comparatively.
And either you're a rye person or you're not.
Yeah.
But the fact that if someone slid you a glass of this, you'd still drink it all for you.
Oh, I'm gonna finish
There
this.
it is. That's all
yeah,
I need.
right now.
And he's got a full glass to finish. Can we get the camera on him?
There you go.
he's
Well, it's
got,
his favorite, so he
Oh, yeah.
chose
Oh,
correctly.
yeah, right.
Now, does rye mix well with anything?
Oh, let me tell you something.
Okay.
Now, if you're not a rye guy, which we're drinking them neat, you brought your ice.
Yeah.
Put some ice in
Well,
there. If you got
right.
yeah,
Okay.
it's going to change the profile for you. Okay.
So Jimmy, you're a bullet guy,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
well, that's what you said you're drinking at home, right?
That's what I got right now. Yeah, it's
But are
probably
you
one of
ever
mine.
drinking it neat?
No. Ice.
Yeah.
Just
So
Rock.
what do
I'm
you
a
think
big,
that's going to do to him,
yeah.
Dante?
So what ice does, when you put it on ice, it pulls the proof back. So this will go from 94 to 89.
It takes
And
the bite out of it a little bit.
takes the
right?
You want
bite, and it brings up more of the flavor notes.
Yes.
It
Okay.
opens
I would
it
agree
up
with that.
more.
gotcha.
Thank you.
So that's why in a cocktail, the funny thing is, when I make old fashions now, I don't use bourbon, I use rye. Because of
Will you
that
mix
bite.
this with an old
Yes.
fashioned?
Oh, that's interesting.
So rye chemically is an infusion grain. So that means the bitters, the simple syrup. If you're doing a Manhattan, the vermouth, or any kind of liqueur or blend you do with it, it almost like bonds with it. So it adds to those other factors in the cocktail to just give you a real robust.
So your
flavor.
old fashioned, what do you mix with?
I
the
do
butcher?
2 ounce. I do 2 ounce. Oh, my old fashioned is 2 ounces of rye.
Yep.
2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and I don't use simple syrup. I use Demerara sugar cubes, the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
Sugar cubes.
So what, you like
Sugar
muddle the sugar
Take
cube?
the tin. I put my 2 sugar cubes in, 2 ounces of rye. Muddle that.
Yeah.
My Angostura bitters.
Sure.
Right. Ice last. You spin at the top. You don't hold that side of that because you're taking the chill away. You hold the top. You let that side get cold. You do 25 this way, 25 that way. Take your double strainer right over the glass, over your cube. Little orange peel, spritz it in there with the mist.
Yeah.
You rim the top of the glass. You rim where you hold the glass at the bottom, because when people drink, the orange is on their fingers, right?
Ah.
No cherry, guys.
No cherry.
That's
No
what our
cherry.
friend Lisa says at the Hilltop.
Yeah, no cherry.
No cherry. Was not originally in the
Orange,
original
maybe,
old fashioned.
right? Yeah.
Orange, yes,
Yes.
that was always in there.
Yeah, I think orange is the more the old for cherries that like more of the
Cherry was
Manhattan.
added
That's a
later on,
Manhattan,
so like
dude.
they pulled the cherry out of the Manhattan, and somebody said, "Hey, let's try it in the old
Throw it
fashioned."
in the
Like,
old-fashioned.
don't break it.
I always
broke
thought that was
it.
more of called like a perfect Manhattan, or like kind of a different. Drink.
Yeah, there
It's
are
a
different
totally different
variation
drink. Yeah.
adjectives to the man, but the original had no cherry in it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the rye on the rocks goes from a 4-1 to a 4-4.
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
Three-
wonder what that says for the
3/10.
butcher's
5-0.
yeah.
I'm on the rocks.
He has to retaste
Yeah,
each one of these.
I mean,
I like everything on the
Bro,
rocks.
you brought your own bag of ice, and I kind of figured you were an on the rocks guy.
I'm a card carrying rocks guy.
Anthony Bag Ice over there.
You're
a good mob
you're
name
supposed to
right
bring
there.
the single cubes though. I don't know what.
I know, right?
Speaking of mob,
He didn't give me enough notice.
speaking of mob names, Jim got a kick out of my Instagram handle. You want to say it? out
Did I
loud?
not mention that?
We didn't mention.
Oh
that.
my gosh, it's whiskey _ Mick Dago.
Yes.
Whiskey _ Mick
McDago.
Dago, because he's half Irish, half Italian. Dago
I'm
with
just
an
like,
E.
Henry
Oh,
Hill.
McDago. Okay, I get it.
McDago, right? You know, and it's fun. It's quirky. Some people gasp, but you know what? I'm the McDago. If it don't bother me, it is what
You
it
can
is.
never be a made guy because you're.
I could never be a made guy.
Yeah.
Well, unless he's
I'd always-
51%.
I'd always be going to start the
No,
day.
I think you got to be 100% back there.
Sure.
Be able to
You had
trace
to
that
be
back to
100.
Sicily.
You had to be 100% Sicilian, and they had to be able to trace your roots back
In the
6
books.
generations.
Yeah. Hey, just pass that around.
Yeah,
It's
all right.
yeah.
So here's the next one, guys.
Sounds like
you got
shit.
the camera.
Let me put
Jimmy,
that
you
over
got
here.
The camera, Jimmy? Here we go.
There you go.
This
Back it
is
up.
our Honey bourbon barrel.
Okay.
This is the hotness around town right now.
Honey bourbon.
The honey
what's that?
bourbon barrel, about 5-6 years ago, we were approached by a small nonprofit in Detroit called Bees in the D. Much respect to Brian and Brian out there. They started Bees in the D, which is a nonprofit conservatory that when the blight and the tearing of the homes and the abundance of open land started happening in the city, they started putting up bee colonies and beehives. That moved to going to corporations like the big mortgage company, help me out, guys. We just
Rocket.
Rocket, all these
United?
big buildings, our whiskey factory, and putting hives at the top of the buildings. So they approached us and said, hey, we really want to take some of this Detroit honey and barrel age it. And JP, Steve, and the team and the partners were like, hey, all right, that sounds fun, right? We did it the first year. We put it in little bottles for them, and then a little light went off, and they're like, there's still honey residual in that barrel. Like, let's throw some butchers in there and see what happens.
Okay.
We would never make a flavored bourbon. It is not a flavored bourbon. It's technically a finished bourbon because it's going in a second barrel.
Finished
Second
in-
barrel.
Right.
Second barrel.
Because when you take bourbon out of its original state barrel, and if you add sugar, food coloring, flavoring, or anything, by law, you must call it a whiskey. So we all know that Honey Jack is out there.
Right.
But notice it says whiskey, not bourbon.
Gotcha.
We all know Wild Turkey Stinger is out there, but it's called whiskey. It's not called bourbon because they take it out of the barrel, put the honey flavoring in. It's probably not even honey. But I don't know. I can't. I retract my statement.
Let's not get sued here.
Yeah,
tonight,
right. So
Dante.
we use real honey. I mean, but it sits in that barrel, and for 6 months around then, it does the whole breathing, and that residual gets into it. And let's pass this around.
Yeah, let's do that.
This
I
is
call it-
the CompuWare building honey bourbon.
Yeah, right. Well, the B's and the D's have gotten mighty large, and
I had a quick question.
yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if it's stupid, but how many bottles do you get out of a barrel generally?
It all depends on how long it's sat in there.
Okay.
You get evaporation.
Okay.
Which you ever see a bourbon barrel? You got that little brown sap coming out. That is called the devil's cut. That's when it'll because of the expansion and contraction, the bourbon will actually leak through between the staves and come out that way. All depends on the evaporation that you get from the barrel. Okay, at 100 proof. Excuse me, I just burped. I mean,
That's okay. This is
we're all
a
men
man's
here.
show.
That's okay. 240. I'd say at 100 proof, you can get between 230 and 245ths.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, out of one barrel?
And
Out of one barrel.
Is
if it doesn't have that much evaporation and you didn't lose a lot.
Yeah,
with the
just
barrel.
ballpark.
is there a standard barrel size across the industry?
There varies. There's 50s, there's 55s. You
Okay.
know, so.
Okay.
But there's smaller ones too. I don't know if you know the science. The smaller the barrel, the quicker the aging.
That's
a really
interesting.
cool
That makes
thing.
sense.
More,
I would say.
yeah.
Less circumference,
Yeah,
less
yeah, right,
space.
right. Okay.
Yep.
Makes
And like for instance, there's controlled temperature rick houses, and then there's uncontrolled. We have both. Most of our barrels are in uncontrolled for their first 4 years. You know how Michigan is. What was it, 82 the other day, and then it was 40 the next day.
50.
Yeah, I wonder what that does to the aging.
It helps a lot in
Okay.
Michigan with this wacky climate. But
Interesting.
JP and Steve will go around and taste barrels occasionally, and if something has an amazing taste to it, they'll take it out of the uncontrolled area and put it in the controlled area because you want to slow it down.
Want to keep that?
Yes, you want to slow it down a little bit. So this is the honey bourbon.
See,
I like that. I
Anthony?
like the aroma on it.
So is this? Would you consider
you
the
pick it up.
flagship?
The
Or
honey,
no. Yeah.
No,
The butcher or the
Butcher.
butcher's
The
cut
butcher's
is the
cut.
flagship.
This is its sweet ass cousin.
Gotcha. And by the way, so
Fancy cousin.
butcher's cut is pretty clever. If devil's cut that was kind of a play on words, right? That he
Maybe not. It could have just
I
been a
would think
coincidence.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be a really good
But
coincidence.
The butcher's cut is just devil's cut. It could have been. I got to ask JP. Now you got me writing notes down.
I
Ask JP.
I
on
think that was
Friday.
probably
Yeah,
intentional there.
So notice on the nose, it's very sweet.
So say
yeah.
a little more honey.
Oh, you can smell that honey.
You can smell the honey.
Wow, first
But
taste.
like
definitely.
I said, though, it's not flavored. It's finished.
Right.
So guess what, guys? This is still going to taste like bourbon
I was gonna say you don't really pick it up to the end.
on the fall,
Yes,
at the back
Yes.
of the fall.
gotcha.
But this gets
You're
better.
right. Yeah, it's like
It
at the
gets
very
better
end.
and better as you sip it. I'll
Right.
do tastings and someone will try it. I'm not a flavor bourbon guy, but I'll give it a shot. I get that a lot. They'll do this. Oh yeah, it's still bourbon. That's sweet. Yeah, I'll think about it. They maybe get down one aisle and they come back. They're like, you bastard, I'll take one of those. Like, notice, don't take a sip for a minute.
I haven't tasted it. I'm smelling it over here.
It gets better with time.
It is.
And each sip gets better. And you're talking...
It's improving in my mouth.
Anthony, you're talking about on ice?
Yeah.
Well, this one on ice?
I bet you this is great on ice.
And that's what you guys... They went
I'm gonna
out
try
and
this
bought
one
a
of these.
honey bourbon old-fashioned cocktail. Where's your camera at? Can you get that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this over here. Let's see.
Gotcha.
I didn't bring any of these
Yeah,
in, but
if
these
you
guys...
guys
these
saw the
guys
show.
pre-gamed. That's
Like-
our honey bourbon old-fashioned. That's actually a pre-made cocktail already. All you got to do is pour that over... the man's ice over here. He's got his ice bag. It is a complete cocktail. There's no brainer. It's done. There's no thinking about it.
I would say I've tried a few pre-made old fashions in my day, and that is number one by far.
By far.
By far.
Yeah.
Blows the competition away.
Yeah, we all said that show that this was the best
That is the
pre-made
best pre-made.
cocktail.
Hands down.
In fact,
down.
we gave it a 4. It was one of the highest scores
I was
ever.
upper fours. I was like
upper
high
fours.
fours on it.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah.
Retails for $21.20 in stores. That pre-made cocktail. Now the honey's a little bit more expensive. It's $10 more.
Okay.
So it's $59.96.
You got to pay the bees, you know?
Dude, do you follow me? That's my sales line, bro. Like, I was rolling right into that, and you picked it up like you were like.
Yeah, Tony
read my
he
mind.
did his research.
Yeah, he did his
for
research.
once.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So that is the honey bourbon. It's quickly taking over Railroad Gin and becoming our second best. We got single barrels out there right now. We only do single barrels once a year, and we just moved it from September. We released them in April this year. We only do 10 barrels, and when I tell you they sell within days, the entire barrel. So these are fun. These are really fun.
I don't know if you mentioned this. I may have not listened. If we show up at your headquarters, can you buy bottles right there?
Yes, you can buy bottles
Okay.
from both our tasting room and our factory.
Okay.
Yep. And you don't have to show up like you're auditing us or anything.
What's your like hours for like?
Monday through Friday is the factory. There's no really set hours there, but to get service and help, I would recommend getting between like 10 and 3 at the factory. If you want to come in, you come in. The desk is right there and all that
And
stuff.
you can buy the whole lineup.
We got that and some you can't get in stores. So it's fun. We got to have that. It's an incubator, right? You got to get people down to your brick and mortar to really know the business. And Eastern Market, we are closed on Mondays. We all know the why after COVID, why be open on Mondays? Like revenue-wise, it's like one of those days where it didn't. Well, at least COVID woke us up to one thing, right? Why are we open on Mondays? Tuesday through Sunday. The cool thing about COVID, when we had the whole, hey, let's move everybody, let's have them eat outside kind of thing, they let us do that in Eastern Market, and we were kind of bummed. Alyssa, who runs our events team and is our operations director, said, that was really cool, and we were worried that we were going to lose that. And then the city told us, no, just file for a permit. And we want you guys to take over the street. So Thursday,
nice.
Wednesday and Thursday in the summer, all the way through Sunday, we block the block off. We have
I've
chairs.
been there before. That's great.
It's a great.
I think I
it's
feel
kinda
a live
behind.
show.
I know where I'm
Live-
going.
A
Wednesday
live show
morning.
down there.
We can
fun.
do a live show. Hey, we
It's
will
fun.
do. We will
Live
welcome a
show
live
down
show
there.
all day.
Yeah.
That would be
Let's
fun.
do one.
I mean, we can
That's
even
great.
talk. Hey, we can powwow and talk football season, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
we
down
can
for
maybe
that.
do
Yeah,
that.
'cause the tailgate. There's a big tailgate
Yeah,
right there
always,
too. Yeah,
always.
for sure.
So that is the core. I mean, overall, you guys enjoyed, right?
Oh yeah. Overall, did we rate this?
We
one?
did not.
gotta
Yeah,
rate it.
let's
Oh,
do it.
we got to do it. I mean, that's part of the program here.
I'll go first,
Yeah,
okay?
you please. You
sick of
actually
going last
you
all
normally
the
go
time.
first. Yeah.
So, what you were saying about the nose and sniffing on these liquors.
You're sniffing on
It's-
these liquors?
The tongue is the same way, right? The tongue, part of you have it on one side, or on the other side, you get different flavors, right?
You could, depending if
I've heard that before. I don't know if it's true or not, but I notice when I leave this on the tip of my tongue, I get the honey. I get the honey right there.
A lot of people do.
I don't know if
It all
that's
depends
just
if
me.
you're effective to sweetness. The
but
tongue could have a factor.
My favorite, 4.4.
4.4.
Yep,
Nice.
4.4.
I'm not a huge honey guy, but this mixture is a smooth, right amount of sweetness. I think this is a 4.6.
Nice.
This is fabulous on the ice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I can tell you I've had the Jack honey, and I think that's disgusting, but this is much better.
Do you know, real quick, do you notice like the blended feel like a syrup almost on your tongue? And this doesn't.
It's fake. You're like fake.
You're talking about the honey
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, the Jack.
I that was so bad tasting, I couldn't drink it past the first
natural
sip. But yeah, this is like a bourbon, like you're saying, and then you get a little sweet at the end, which is nice. This is my second favorite in the lineup, so I'll say 4 or 5.
Nice. And it's a butcher base too, so
That's probably why.
Yeah.
That could be why. And Dante, what would you give this one?
I like honey. It's a 4.7 for me.
4.7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Single barrels are 4.9.
So the rye's your favorite? Well, you give it a
Rye's
5.
number 1.
Okay. This
Honey
two?
would be
No. Butcher 2?
butcher and honey are tied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then 4 grain would be my 4th.
Two-Face.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do on this
Oh,
one.
2-Face 4 grain. That was our older one.
I think this is going to be best paired with your favorite cigar. This has kind of some similar notes to that.
Yes. Your
And
lighter cigar. For
I could
sure.
see smoking a cigar alongside.
yeah, this would
nice,
go great with a cigar.
what,
Wish I had a
Swisher Sweet?
cigar right now.
Swishers?
Swisher Sweet. No, a Backwoods.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the best.
Fancy.
I'm going to go with a 4.6. It's definitely excellent. Probably not my favorite of the bunch, but really good. Really good.
Solid.
All right, you guys have all had mules, right? Moscow mules.
Yeah, for sure.
Replace the vodka with honey bourbon. You'll never drink a mule
With the ginger beer?
with the ginger beer.
Hmm.
The honey
there
and
is-
No
ginger
kidding.
Okay.
Never even thought about
with the
that.
lime, with the fresh lime in there. It's excellent.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll
one.
give that a whirl.
Rich said you got to have the copper mug.
Gotta have the copper mug for
Does
that.
that make a
Yeah.
difference?
It keeps it cold.
I
and
haven't
it
drinking
keeps the
enough
ice from melting.
fuels to know. But
All right, I
Yeah,
have
he's
something.
right. I mean, it's just a cold
I've never
thing.
had a paper plane. I told him
Never had a paper plane?
that's his favorite drink.
That's
Were you
my
not here
favorite.
that time that we had that on
I
the
actually
show?
brought it in and made it. I asked
Yeah, he
him that on
made
the
it.
way up.
Yeah.
I might not have been here.
You might have been absent that week.
Yeah. No,
So
love
I have
those.
one more
That'd be great.
that's not a core.
You have one more.
We have bottles like the mad scientist, right? JP and Steve and the rest of the crew there, like, they get an idea, they go with it. They had an idea about 2 years ago now. We're going to start a club, not a woman haters club, a bourbon club. Okay?
Okay. How do we get a membership?
We will talk about
Okay.
this.
All
So
right.
the membership's open November and December for the next year. And
Gotcha.
we will announce it through our social media. So the club is a one price amount up front. We do 4 parties a year, a party every quarter.
Gotcha.
And for our club members, all year round at the factory and at the distillery, you get a 10% discount, okay, on when you buy bottles. But you get your nice membership card. It looks great in the wallet, and that's about it. It won't get you any discounts anywhere else, but it'll definitely take care of you at the tasting room in the factory.
Gotcha.
We do a select, unique single barrel for every party, only for club members.
Oh, that's cool.
So these are
It's like the
not in
Huntsman
distro.
Club, right?
They are not for sale. You cannot go in your Total Wines or all your great local small stores and find these. It's only in the club. Okay.
Okay.
Today, because I saw you guys, I did my pregame. The beer, you guys are beer guys too. The first bottle for the club meeting this year was a 4-year butcher cut that finished in a Irish stout barrel
Oh, yeah.
for 6 months.
Dude.
And we got that stout barrel.
Lots of movement, not in Detroit.
Yeah, we got that stout barrel from Royal Oak Brewery.
Right, look for
He's such a
And I'm going
douche.
to put the bottle up here in front of the camera.
That's why I love you, Rich.
Oh, look
and
at that.
let me put it over there.
and the labels are a lot cooler.
That's a pretty slick.
Oh, look at that.
That's
Right?
a slick label.
So that is our club logo right there, the skull.
Skull and crossbones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and the back is really unique. It has 4 years. And what's really cool, if you look back there, I don't know if you can get really close. You see the numbers at the top, the gold
It's not going to
numbers?
focus. It's a fixed
Oh,
focus deal. Yeah.
Numbers at the top. If you didn't notice on all the barrels, if you glanced at them, we hand number every bottle.
I saw that. Yeah, that was cool.
No machines, no nothing.
Hand numbers.
We're really proud of that. They're all hand numbered. We get people that go in the stores and they're like really ginky on numbers or really like, I'll see ladies, I'm like, is there a certain number you're looking for? And she's like, yeah, my favorite number is like 213. I'm like, Good luck with that. Like,
Yeah, the same thing she plays in like the
And so-
Daily
you know,
Four.
right?
That's it,
Exactly. And some people,
Yeah.
well, the lottery and drinking go hand in hand.
That's true.
You know, pull tabs. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But some people do find their number, which is really cool. So this is the Irish Stout, and I have one open. And
So
we're gonna-
is the meeting right at your facility?
Yes, we have the parties at our whiskey factory. We have them catered. We open up old barrels and experimental bourbons. So the club. I'm not giving you the glass.
I want to be a club member. This is
Yeah, we'll
pretty
get you more. I'll get you more information on
I
it.
was telling Dante earlier. I was talking to a buddy yesterday, and he said he booked his Christmas party there. And
Yes.
I imagine you're doing some of that stuff.
Yes, the event space.
I think
You
we
go
got
to
a
our
wedding
website.
coming up here.
Wedding, yeah, well, yeah. The event space is amazing. It's very unique. We get national recognition for the event space, which is really cool. It's one of the prettier, unique.
It is beautiful.
spaces.
Charlie Langdon shows up to the event.
Wow.
No, Charlie's a great guy. Love that dude.
Yeah, let me have another plastic cup. I'm going to dump this one in a,
Yes.
what do they call it? A dump cup? Is that what we're calling this?
So you notice the nose
I'm running out of space over here in my.
is fun. The
Oh,
nose on this is
I
incredible.
like this. I'm gonna like it.
Thanks, buddy.
So we're Guinness lovers. We're Murphy's Irish Ale lovers. Okay. I never liked Guinness. Last year was my 50th. I went to Ireland with my wife. And
Awesome.
They liked half of you, and they hated the other half.
Is it worth going? Because I want to go someday.
there was a
There you go,
gentleman
bud.
named Eugene Duffy
Eugene.
who said,
Hey, Duff.
he said
Italian.
to me, "You may be Italian, young man, but you look more Irish." Like he said, I looked more Irish than I do Italian.
That's good in Ireland.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So this one, all of our club bottles come out at 100 proof. This one is very fun, guys. You're really going to enjoy this one.
I can smell the
This
stout
came,
on
the
this
reason
one.
the clovers are on it. Our party was around March. Our first party's around March, so we did the whole.
So
we do
for,
the Irish
yeah,
thing.
St. Patrick's.
Yep, the St. Patrick, and we did the stout barrel. So the Irish stout barrel.
Chocolatey, like a stout. I can totally. I haven't tasted it. You taste it?
Yeah.
Huh?
A little more heavier. Kind of got the stout feel to it. Like you said, chocolate maybe.
That's a party in the mouth right there.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Oh yeah, you could taste that stout.
Notice your first sip was really hot.
Yeah. I
Now
took
watch
burn
the
it.
Now watch the second sips as they go. Do you have what do you get going on there? You got an infinity glass?
He just keeps dumping shit on the ice.
Are
over
they
there.
all 5 in there?
No.
Oh, okay. I kind
He
of
calls it the Richie Blend. Blended bourbon.
He made your new number one selling
I'm
batch.
going to take that back to JP and Steve.
Hey, have you ever tried to just mix all this shit together? Have you
yes,
tried that
we
yet?
have, we have.
The all-inclusive batch.
Because
We
Rich
have
is
like
working on
little
that right now.
Listen, we got little 3 and 5 gallon barrels. Like what do you call it? What do you call it?
I don't know. This mix is the best though.
It's solid, dude.
You just these
Really
barrels
good.
all over the factory, and I'm like, what's in this one? I text JP the other day. I'm like, I found this like 3 gallon barrel. He goes, probably a bunch of different stuff blended, so, which is fun. It's like little finders.
Yeah. No, this is. I tried it neat and I put it over the ice and.
This is a good one.
Very good. Yeah.
So what's really nice about being a small batch and having the tasting room down in Detroit, we can try something in a small incubated way without investing in it and putting out in the world, and then it face flopping.
Right.
We try something, we release it from the tasting room. Although our sales staff take absolute hell from all my stores, I love every one of them, but they're like, why can't we get that? Well, let's see how it does.
Yeah,
Right,
you got to do a test run, right?
right?
Check it out.
Exactly, and then we'll go from there. But it's a real unique process. It's kind of an upper hand that we have, in the industry here. So, but I appreciate this, guys. This is really cool.
This is
So I'm like
pretty slick.
among the
I like
beers
it.
I drink, especially in the winter, I actually like the beers that are aged in bourbon.
Oh, yeah,
barrels.
it's
do you guys
funny.
do any cross?
Oh,
what's
all the
going-
time. I was talking
yeah.
to JP today, and he's like, I got barrels going out to here, and here. And he's like, they go back and forth.
Oh, really?
Like, we'll give
Can you
them a
send them back?
bourbon.
Okay.
Then they're done with the beer. They give it back to us. We put bourbon back in it.
Sure.
You get about 3 or 4 cycles until the char is completely gone and it ain't doing nothing but leaking.
Okay.
So now, how long does the beer take the that's a quicker process, right?
So
then they send it
and
back
then
to you.
also you have JP and Steve and the team. Something can go rancid really fast in a finished barrel. So you literally JP knows he's got like a probably an 8-week window to not check it. But then Steve and JP will go back like every week, test it, taste it, pull it. Like get it in the. We have these big. You ever see the food in the food industry? They have those big stainless steel bins.
Sure, yeah.
That's what we put.
You just
barrels
dump
in.
it,
Dump it in there.
unload
we
it.
Stop.
Like, we
unload
lock it in, we're
mark
good.
it.
Yeah.
And we're good to go.
Okay.
Like yeah, because you got to stop that process because you could lose something really quick, and we all know the hell that is. You get who's the accountants here?
Yeah.
I
2
struggle
out of 4.
with that on stuff like this because how can you be so consistent? You know, especially with the charring, what you're talking about.
Right. Well,
can you talk about that a little
The
bit?
char, I have some knowledge, but not too much. I'm not going to pretend. We receive barrels from Independent Stave from down south, and we're lucky enough to have our own. There's a Cooper in Grand Rapids, Cooper Joe. He creates custom handmade barrels for us, which do absolutely phenomenal. But there's a science to that. And if you become a club member, our last party of the year, Joe comes out and he makes a barrel from scratch in front of everybody. We're talking the flames, everything.
Really?
Does everything right. And we fill it, and all the club members will sign that. And then next year we taste it, and then we let it 2 years. We let it age, and then the club will be able to get their own club bottle that they helped.
Oh, that's cool.
Like yeah,
That's cool, yeah.
But getting back to your original question, the char, there's a science to how long it's got to burn, the right amount of temperature. But these Coopers know what the hell they're doing, man. It's crazy. It's like glass blowers, you know.
So
It's
how
like,
they burn? They low torch it? I mean,
no, they
what's
set a
the deal?
fire. He puts the rings together, puts the outer shell together without the tops on the ends on there, and then he lights that fire and he throws it. And we're talking, man, like incredible flames shooting up like 8 feet. And there's a time to it. And once it's done, cools it with the hose, done. And that thing is ready to go and sealed, and we puts the ends on, and we just fill it up within 20 minutes of making it.
Wow,
So it's pretty incredible.
And we learned earlier what a Cooper is. I didn't know what that was.
Cooper.
So,
Yeah.
but it's just like Booker's, right? So I mean, bottle 400 is not going to taste like bottle 1, and that's just
No,
because of the process, right?
Yeah, I mean, because bottle 1 was unless
or bottle 100, whatever.
well, you got 0 to 2 years as a straight bourbon, and to hit 2 years, you got to be 2 years to be considered a straight bourbon. So technically, 2 to 4 is straight bourbon. 4 or older at 100 proof is bottled and bond. By bourbon rules, if your barrels have aged 4 years, you don't have to put the age statement on the bottle anymore, and that's a big controversy in the industry. Some
Okay.
guys do it.
Okay.
Some companies don't. I truthfully, if you're going to learn anything in the industry, when you get to like stuff, even when you say if you like something, the best phrase you can start with is "for me," and then you don't offend anybody because people take their bourbon and whiskey seriously. So
Oh, yeah.
I always say, "For me," age statements do an injustice to the industry because I tell people, like I said earlier, don't let people tell you what to like. Taste it yourself.
Sure.
And if you're going to
100%.
sit there and have somebody say, I don't drink nothing less than 6 years. All right, aristocrat. If you're missing out on stuff, that's your fault. Taste everything. Because you could find out you like a 3 or 4 year old bourbon and you're chasing an 8-year-old bourbon, paying 3 times the amount of money, something out of Kentucky or something that's hard to find. Man, it's taste everything. I mean, that's all I got to say. Like, look, I mean, I don't eat McDonald's, but we all damn well know they got the best fries in the world. Whatever they're doing chemically to those things, they're addictive, and they're the best fries. They're the cheapest, but they may not be great for you. But like bourbon and whiskey, try everything, love everything, and have fun with it, man. That's all
If you
I gotta
learn
say.
anything tonight, audience, it's that.
Yeah,
It is.
sure.
Try.
Hey, 2 questions
The more
real
you
quick.
know.
Yeah, for sure, buddy. Go ahead.
One, bottled and bonded, what does that mean? But more importantly, how much is that membership again? Because I'm a bit of a skinflint,
Yeah,
so
500 for the year. But look what you're getting.
500.
You're getting 4 private parties. You're getting 4 exclusive member bottles.
Yep.
You're getting to be able to come down to the factory and enjoy a 10% discount. And we give it the first party of the year. It's you only bring the member. You get a really cool gift. This year we did hockey jerseys
Oh,
that had the
Wow.
logo
Cool,
on it.
yeah.
So
wait,
Tone's just got an erection
can you
over there.
join mid-year, or do you have to
we
wait?
kind of
too
do a
far.
cutoff. Yeah, we got a cutoff because we order things for members. And if we got people coming in like at the second party,
Yeah.
you know,
When's our next open enrollment?
it would be November.
Okay.
November,
And it
December.
will definitely let you
All right,
know.
we're signing up.
Yeah,
Five
for sure.
That's
I'm in.
5,000 cans.
Bottled and
That does-
bond, your other question.
Yes.
So bottled and bond was a classification that was created because of all of the, throughout whiskey's history, there was a time where imitation bourbons and whiskeys were coming into the country from Mexico, from China, from Canada.
China.
And they were colored with tobacco, they were sweetened with sugar. It was basically gut rot. And if you drank it, you got sick. But it looked good in the bottle, right?
Okay.
Kentucky freaked out. They went to Washington and said, "Hey, we need to protect our legacy." And that's one of the rules in that time was a bourbon. They wanted bourbon to be a Kentucky spirit. They said, "You know how our government works." It says, "No, it's going to be a U.S. spirit." I tell people, bourbon is to the U.S. as Scotch is to Scotland, and tequila is to Mexico, and champagne is to France.
I agree.
Right?
Okay.
That is the,
I'll agree with
rule
that.
That's
set,
the rule
right?
now.
Yep. You can't make bourbon anywhere else but in the United States. Bottled and bond was a law that was created that, number one, all the grain has to be farmed in one single season. Okay. Number two,
single season.
it has to age in that barrel for 48, no less than 48 months, 4 years. Okay. Has to be proofed in the bottle at 100 proof. And it has to be cooked, fermented, distilled, aged, and bottled all in one physical address. A barrel can't leave that address and be taken anywhere else and brought back. It is no longer a bottled and bond barrel. Back in the day, the feds used to actually go through rick houses. Now you just have to have the right paperwork to classify as a bottled and bond. That is a bottled and bond. There's nothing to, right now, Butcher's Cut Bourbon, now in September when it hits, all the barrels will be 4 years old. We are technically a bottled and bond.
Okay.
Okay? We just don't have it on the label. We thought about it, but not many people really
Are going to pick that up.
that up, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
So-
puts it on there. I can't remember who it is. It's like kind of their thing.
Bottled and bond?
Yeah, in the glass itself, it's
Yeah, some people have marketed and bottled and bond is just, it was a security protection for the industry rather than something special, right? Yeah, there's a class. You got to hit those bullet points, but they're all good, So, yeah, there's your question.
I'd slap that sticker on there. That'd be one more thing to
Yeah, we
put a
could.
feather in your cap.
It's crazy. I told Jimmy I came from the salsa industry. You guys remember a little salsa company called Garden Fresh Salsa?
Oh, you came from there?
I worked there for a while.
Geez, you
Jack
have to
and
still
Annette
work?
Aronson and the Aronson family, they were my mentors.
Good. I love
Let's say,
great
because that
team.
was my wife pointed out when I said, "Oh, Dante used to work for Garden Fresh." She's like, "Well, it used to be Jack's."
Yeah, Jack
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah.
It was Jackson and Garden Fresh. Okay.
Yeah, Jack
That's
and
up.
Annette were the pioneers of that, but I went from salsa to whiskey, but I went from quality salsa to quality whiskey.
Oh, for sure. I gotta say, go.
Now,
Not
do
to
you
give a
eat
plug to
chips and
Garden Fresh, but
salsa
one
while
of
you're
the
drinking
best.
bourbon?
Now that you mentioned that, hell no, I never done that once. So, but
Makes
there's always
your
the first
two-
time for something.
Makes your
right?
two
Rich has
specialties.
some. He's got some Jack salsa back there. So bring it out, Rich.
But I'll tell
There
you,
is.
it was so funny because that salsa was so good.
It is good shit.
They sold. It's kind of. I'll keep my comments on my senior
deal.
citizen table here.
Yeah.
But everybody used to say, "Oh my God, you must love working there. You eat salsa every day." I'm like, no, you don't eat salsa every day. You just don't.
You don't eat salsa.
You don't eat it every day because too much of anything, you don't want to do that. So,
But
especially
it is
salsa,
quality
gentlemen.
salsa. It is quality salsa.
You like
It is
the
quality.
Wild on Jacks, right?
All right, that special
What?
one, we didn't
Wild?
rate it. Hey,
What?
We didn't
We
what?
didn't rate it.
Oh, you got to rate the
4-6.
Oh, we gotta rate it.
Our specialty,
He's got
4-6.
4.6 on that.
I love it.
Yeah, it's up there with the Butchers with me. 4-6.
I want to be a member and get these special drinks. Yeah, so.
You just want the hockey jersey, but
I want the
that's,
hockey
that's,
That's a one. I was
They
this
already
year.
did it,
It'll be
Tones.
something different next year.
That's what I was gonna say.
4.0.
Oh, rolling in your 4.0. All right, Dante, what do you got on this one?
I love this thing. It's a 4.8 for me.
4.8. That's a big score. That's a big score.
Can you even talk about it though?
Can I?
Yeah.
Why?
Being it's in the green label.
Yeah, I could talk about it because it's all about revenue stream, right?
So
if you
it's but it's just going to be for the members, right?
Just for the members.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure I understood that.
supply and
correctly.
demand.
So if I'm a member, I could buy a bottle? Is that
Well,
what I
no,
do?
that'll be this year. They changed.
They changed.
Yeah.
Next year, I may have a different
Yeah.
bottle.
Sometimes for the members, you come back. We have members parties. If people didn't pick their bottles up, or there's a couple extra, we can sell them. So to the members. So
Okay.
Yep. Because there's laws involved with there's distro labels. These are all distro labels. They're approved by the feds, and they're approved by the MLCC. So they're licensed to be sold in stores. We don't have to. You notice there's no barcode on this
So
because we sell it from our tasting room.
from the tasting.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
not mass distributed.
No.
Yeah, they
That's
have
the only
stores,
place you
so.
can sell it is in the tasting room.
Yes, because it's a private
Non-distro.
sale bottle. And on the accounting end, there's two ways that you have to track those two ways too.
Private sale.
Going back to accounts, it's funny because we talk about it's one of accountants. We always hear that accountants say that they can't understand. Accountants have anxiety attacks when they walk through rick houses because it's inventory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what do you mean you can't sell this till it's 4 years old? So yes, it has to sit here for at least 4
Rich
years.
would call that work in process,
Right. Exactly.
I believe.
Yeah.
I don't want to
think
speak
so.
for Rich.
On the books,
but
I don't know how you guys categorize that, but some
an
accountants, it's an asset.
That's an asset.
Yeah, we have well over 3,000 assets as of right now sitting.
Nice. That's a lot of assets.
That's a lot
That's
of
our,
assets.
Our in-house CPA over there.
that'd be easy to
Richie.
count. That'd be easy to count.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It's only 3,000. I mean,
I mean, if it's a reviewed statement, I'm not even counting. So I'm just relying on Dante's word over here.
But we are small. How small? There are more bourbon barrels in the state of Kentucky than there are people.
Wow,
That's
no
crazy.
kidding.
Yes,
More.
there are
Wow.
more bourbon
That's
barrels
awesome.
in the state of Kentucky.
That's an incredible stat.
It's an amazing stat.
The people in Kentucky.
Like Kentucky will take state land and give it to the distillers so they can build more rick houses. It is the number one stream of revenue for that state.
I
the
believe-
taxes
I
are
heard
incredible.
horses.
I believe that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, let me hit up the chat real quick because I've been neglecting our good friends here.
sorry, people.
Did I
Congratulations.
say
Oh, this was great.
This was our longest libation session ever, but the best libation.
I think it was
session ever.
by far the best.
By far.
By far
we
the
did the
best.
lime beers last week.
Lime beer was fun. I mean, we had a
Now,
lot of
Lime
fun
Beer,
with
this
that.
doesn't. Lime Beer doesn't.
This was far more
Period.
informative, Tones, I would say. Yeah. Okay. And so it's like, hey, it tastes like fucking lime. We said that a lot last week.
Salty
Ladies and
lime.
gentlemen,
Yeah, just
how long are we into the show?
Only an hour 20.
Hour 20, and the first F-bomb was dropped by Jim. Fantastic.
Oh, I don't think so. I think I dropped an F-bomb about 7 seconds in.
I would say the most like
Poignant.
I'm pretty
poignant
good.
one, yes.
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate that. There is actually a prize for
leave
the
it
most
up to the
poignant
Italian-Irish guy to do that.
F-bomb. Okay, we got, what do we got here? We got real, fiance Lauren said it's beautiful. Did I mention this already?
So book it.
It's
She's talking about the
beautiful.
Oh,
location
she's talking about the wedding.
for the wedding. I
it's
think we got a
beautiful.
consensus.
That's all
here.
right. The contract signed. Dante got like 50%
What-
commission. He
How
told
many
me.
people can we fit for a wedding there?
Don't quote me. Alyssa is the mastermind in her team. If I was to guess, about 200, 250.
So do
it's
we
too
bring
late.
some Easter market like food trucks in there? Or how's that
No,
work?
I mean, we have an exclusive caterer we use, but they're an amazing catering service. But what's really cool is like you could do your reception there. So you would have the reception, then we bring everybody down to the still floor, and we have barrels set up for cocktails around the stills.
Oh, come on.
Right? And then they change it out
a-
upstairs,
I'm
and you
sold
go
on your
upstairs
wedding, dude.
and have your party.
If
So-
I'm getting remarried, I'm going there. Dude. It's like sold.
Laura Tones paid for our wedding, so we're all set.
I will say, we're
Does the
about to-
membership cover wedding costs? Like,
No, I think it's a little bit more than that.
Okay.
A little bit more than
10%. You
that.
get 10% off, he said.
10% off.
My wedding was at the VFW hall,
It was.
and
was there.
there wasn't even an upstairs.
Well, the good thing about VFW halls, you could have the bachelor party there and the wedding.
Have you
All
been
on the same day
Have
if
you
you
been to the
wanted.
one in New Baltimore? There,
Yes, I have.
I was for
you go.
another party. Right?
You had your wedding there, New Baltimore?
the reception.
double D's.
They had a
Yeah.
reception. Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you.
Yep.
The only problem is Rich is a devout Catholic, so he's not allowed to get married outside of the church. So that's a problem.
He's working on getting that first marriage annulled.
And that too, he's
I'm
working
not,
on
allowed
that
to,
right
I'm not
now.
allowed to get married in the Catholic Church twice.
Did you get approved by Pope Leo?
Huh?
Pope Leo approved
Oh,
you?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
We got Silk in the chat says,
Silk is like driving up here right now.
"No, he is. He might actually be here because he says,
Guys, I'm at the front door. Can you let me in?
he said, I'm so jealous of this tasting.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, Silk, you got to pick the right shows to come on.
Yeah, man.
That's one of the 7 deadly sins, I believe.
Yeah. What else we got? We got Casey says, I need to try that. Speaking of something with heart eyes. I'm not
that
sure
your
what she was
wife?
talking about. I
Honey
think
She's
Dog.
not
The
referring.
honey?
She's
She
not,
probably
refer,
like-
she's not
she's like
referring to
honey.
Dante, is she?
Oh, jeez.
Because Jim,
I'm
know,
gonna guess it's the honey.
I don't
I think
share,
it's the
I don't
honey.
share that.
That's my bet.
Yeah, that'd be my bet. Silk says, Tones, we are similar on alcohol. It's good.
We're similar in a lot of things, Terrell.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are very similar.
We're blood brothers.
We got Jamie Wright in the chat.
That is
Welcome
Jamie.
to the chat, Jamie
That's
Wright.
Jamie. That's our sales manager.
Oh, cool, man.
That's Jamie.
Hey,
How you
wait,
doing, Jamie?
Hey, could you process my membership over here?
Yeah, maybe we can.
Do you have a hockey
move to
jersey
the-
in the back?
Send me a Venmo link.
If it says Smith, he'll take it.
Right, one in a medium, maybe from last year.
You got a Griswold Detroit Distillery jersey? Yeah.
Anyway, Jamie said you didn't just call that the butt gin.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is
you
Jamie's
did.
line. The butt gin.
The butt
The
gin.
butt gin.
She gave you an LOL on that, by
Nice.
the way. Silk says, yeah, Jim, I liked your Two-Face. It's good. Silk also says, I'd be right with Jim on that one. I like that. Casey says, not a bourbon drinker, but this is so interesting. A lot of O's on that. A lot of O's. And then she says that she wants to try the gin and the vodka with some heart eye emoji thing.
Maybe we could do another show. I'll bring the clears on.
Yeah,
Clear.
so we'll be
Oh,
there
we
next
gotta do a
week.
clear line, dude.
Yeah, do a clear line.
I'm down
All right,
for that.
we'll try that.
That'd be
Jamie
great.
says Honey Old Fashioned is $24.99 in stores. LOL.
Oh, I had the wrong price, G.
Yeah,
I'm,
you have the
I'm
wrong
loading
price.
up on that.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's
she's fucking
half the price of the butchers.
Listen, I was four
Smaller.
nips in. I'll say nips to get the laughter, but I was 4 nips in. Sorry, Jamie. $24.99 in stores.
Yeah, $24.99. I think we actually said that a few shows ago.
So
when we
is
tried.
it just Total Wine? What other stores do you guys at near?
Total Wine is the Mecca.
Okay.
But you know, I on my Instagram page at Whiskey McDago, if you go on there, I absolutely love being the mouthpiece for not only us, but all the small businesses out there, from the small party stores to the restaurants to the places that serve like it's a village, right? So Total Wine is extremely convenient. I'm not gonna lie. The Sterling Heights one was my Toys R Us when I was a kid.
Right.
So now,
Literally, Toys R
now
Us.
it's Toys R
Toys
Us,
R
and
Us
everybody
now,
goes
yeah,
in there
sure.
and figures out what they're going to get rippled on for the weekend. Is Total Wine great for us? Yes, because it's a great. The staff at Total Wine are all local people who live right here in Michigan,
Yep.
and they rock it, right? So but the smaller stores, you got to spread the love. You got to spread your wealth.
Are you
around.
in a lot of local liquor
Yes,
stores?
yes,
Okay.
yep. I just recently, I've been with the company almost a little over 6 years now. For the first 4 years, I was a hired gun. So when I worked for Garden Fresh, I was hired. Funny thing is, my wife knew the guys. It was funny. I was sitting on the couch on a Thursday, and she goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "You're looking at it." I got nothing planned for the night. She goes, "One of my clients is." They're opening up an event space. This is when we open the space up on top. She goes, "You want to go?" I'm like, no, probably not. She's like, "It's a whiskey factory." I'm like, "Give me 5 minutes."
Yep.
I'm gonna see you there. So I went there, I met JP, and it started from there. But JP called my wife 2 weeks later, and he's like, "Hey, your husband can talk like really well. Like he's personable. Like, do you think he'd like to do some tastings on the side for us?" And she goes, "Well, I'll ask him." So I did it, and loved it. Absolutely loved it. About 2 years ago, I got a call. I was kind of leaving one position somewhere and into another one, and I told him, "Hey, bump up the tastings for about a couple months here. I'm on the search." Jamie goes, "Stay by your phone." And they called back and said, "Hey, we're going to take you on full time." So
Sweet.
which was really cool. And but yeah, I love being out in public. I love promoting this brand. It is pure. It's a craft brand. The story is great. The history is great. They're doing it right. And I just absolutely love educate. Like what we did here, I do in stores every day.
So, like the Testabaro, do you do that at a bunch of restaurants?
Actually, before we go further,
Yeah.
I want to talk about Testabara
Yeah.
and what you guys are doing with the pizza there. You mentioned this earlier.
Yes.
So I'm sorry, folks at home. I know you want to get to the sports.
We're
but,
going to get to sports. And You're
yeah.
going to see how much knowledge I don't have, but I do. I don't. So Testabara has been a great partnership for us. The Baldwin family, we've been to J. Baldwin's, we've been to Testabara. They're a great Michigan family. They're a family of chefs. Gabriella, who is Michael Baldwin's wife, is also a chef from New York. My family's from Boston, so we always joke with each other, both us and myself and Gabby. So I had an idea. I'm like, "Gabby, why don't we like do some culinary stuff with our bourbons?" She's like, "Ooh, what are you thinking?" I'm like, "I don't know. You guys make pizzas here. Why don't you think of something?" And she came back with me. She goes, "All right, this is what I did. I took the butcher's cut and I made a spaghetti sauce, and it is so robust. It is so good, so very like smoky. And then she took the rye whiskey and she made a hot honey glaze with the rye whiskey. So guess what that's going to be, gentlemen? A pizza.
Nice.
It's going to be the Detroit City Distillery. So my gears got to working, and I took our barrel tops and I had them laser engraved with our logos, and we are doing your pizza is going to be served on a barrel top.
Oh, that's
So it's
sweet.
glazed, the pizza. So I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag here. But tomorrow, Gabby and I are filming a video to talk about it and make a pizza together and have some fun. So you got to get this stuff in restaurants for people to enjoy it, to go to the stores and buy it.
That's
It's
100%.
domino effect,
Right.
right? You can fight all day in the stores. There's so much competition. The store owners got to sell what sells. They got to move what moves. But once you all sat here and had it mostly for the first time. You could honestly, if I asked you the question, would you guys, if you knew DCD was on the menu, would you order a cocktail?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, so like J Baldwin, like what's available on their menu,
Yeah, they got pretty much everything there.
the whole lineup?
Yeah, and we also create their hardhead gin for them, so that they sell in there. So the hardhead gin was something we create for them.
And that's exclusively for Baldwin.
For Baldwin's. And you can buy it in the
Gotcha.
store. Yep. See, here's the rule. Like a lot of people, you ever hear the Kirkland vodka story?
Yeah, that's Dub's favorite.
So when
I'm more of a Kirkland light beer fella.
Right.
Well, that too, but yeah.
So, I guess if I was to guess what happened, Costco didn't read the MLCC rules before they came to town and set up liquor and their Kirkland brand. When you register a bottle with the MLCC, it cannot be exclusive. You cannot sell it in one place and the opportunity for a store not to have it. So,
Oh, okay.
Costco was like, "Oh, what?" And they're like, "Yeah." So if Sam at his party store wants Kirkland, you got to deliver it to
You
him.
got to drop it off.
So
yeah.
now, like Hardhead is available in distro, and stores can order it. So it's nice. The Baldwins can serve it and say, "Hey, this is in stores. You can go
Okay.
get this for home."
Gotcha.
So that's the not an exclusive thing. It's a wide range thing. The MLCC does really well. There are some rules that are like, banging our head against the wall. But there's other rules that keep the playing field really, because liquor rules are different in every state. It's crazy. We're getting ready to branch out maybe in the next 18 to 24 months to the Midwest, possibly Texas, Georgia, and Florida, and Arizona, because a lot of people go from Michigan there. So it's like, we got to learn all these rules. Okay, what can we do here? Well, what can we do there?
So it's okay now, like if somebody out of state buys it from a website and it's shipped.
Yeah, there are websites.
If it's selling at a store, you got to go
But
by
that
the rules.
state has to allow alcohol to be shipped in. That's why there's only 31.
They got to allow it to come in.
Exactly.
Okay.
Each state has their separate set of rules.
Okay.
Some are very strict. Michigan's in the top 5 is strict.
Utah might be tough.
Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
They're not one of the 31 states.
That's where I vacation every year, actually. I try to-
Yep.
Well, that
Dry out.
Testabara, the cooking classes,
Yep, they do the
that's
cooking
got to be a
classes.
perfect match for you, Dante.
It is. Actually, when you say classes, we just started our cocktail classes down at our tasting room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the
When are we,
website.
when
It's
are
on the
we-
website.
on the
Yeah,
website.
Jimmy says it's on the
Okay,
website.
when are we going to this one?
Yeah, we need to sit down. Okay, I learned a long time ago, you never leave a meeting without setting another meeting, so we'll talk.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk.
Born salesman. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We're all in sales here.
Yeah, right?
Let
a
me just
degree, yeah,
let me just
for sure.
continue on with the chat right quick here, guys, because there's some great chat here.
Yeah.
Casey's. I'm sorry. Jamie. No, I'm sorry. Realtor Lauren. I gotta read these as we go. Realtor Lauren says, "I'm not even a bourbon drinker," says fiance / Realtor Lauren. But this is crazy interesting. Yeah, that's a very nice compliment.
It is
and
very
she said,
nice,
"I'll
yeah.
take some of those bourbon barrels and make some wine." She is also a winemaker. Rich's
That's
fiance.
her favorite kind of wine. Is it's the one that's made in bourbon barrels.
I agree.
So
I agree.
We had a special release last year. We took our sherry rye. We took rye and we put them in Oloroso and PX sherry barrels. And then we blended them and we did a special release of a sherry rye, which was really good.
Did we not have on the show it was a port
There's a port.
Barrel,
port
bourbon.
barrel bourbon,
Yes, we
which
did.
I love that.
That
I
was
thought
pretty
that
good.
was awesome.
That was
I'm a
good.
big port guy. And then Dom. Now I'm not sure if this is my Dom. Do you have a Dom?
I have a Dom.
I have a Dom too. So I have a feeling it's you.
Right.
He says, "Yeah, my dad's a professional yapper."
Yep, that's my son.
Yeah.
Yep, he didn't get most of this gene, but I'm sorry to break it to you, son. It probably happened around 30, so it's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, Dom.
You have your breakout.
Not my Dom,
Yeah.
but Dante's Dom.
You're
Hey,
Irish
thanks
and
for joining
Italian
us,
with a
Dom.
Dom, and I'm Irish and Italian with a Dom.
That's correct. Yeah, 100%. That's my grandpa's name. So I named my firstborn after my grandpa. Okay, guys, it's been an hour and 34 minutes, and we're just getting warmed up.
Literally from
Good
the
night,
bourbon.
folks.
I know it is warm in here, right?
Yeah,
dude,
we got another.
we got a fan going
We
on
just
this one.
entered the fan.
Yeah, all right. So here we go. Let's do some trivia real quick.
Calling
yeah, trivia.
masters of facts, the
I'm gonna
sultans
speed
of
through the
Salem,
rest of this stuff.
czars of
Yeah, we're-
knowledge
I was gonna say, you know, I
knowledge. It's
actually have to
the
pick on my
numbers
daughter
guys.
tonight because
You just said.
we took away her car because she got in a little trouble.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
No.
I don't usually have to. but-
DUI or what?
No.
What are we,
no,
what
she
are we
didn't have
talking
her
about
first
here?
DUI, but when she doesn't come home on curfew time, then you lose your car in our family. So she's 16. So
I hear you.
Yeah,
I got
right
to about
SmackDown.
9:45, 9:50 tonight. But
9:45. Okay.
I know.
All right, we can
I
make
know.
this work. All right. So here is tonight's numbers guys trivia question. And by the way this works is if everybody gets it right, I got to buy the beer. If nobody gets it right, I got to buy the beer next week. And if only one person gets it wrong or two people, then they got to buy the beer. Here we go. Tonight's numbers guys trivia question. The Lions did not win a playoff game during the 1980s, as we all know. But here is the question. How many did they lose? So the Lions, the Detroit Lions,
in the 80s,
did not win a playoff game during the 1980s. But how many
Oh, there's a link for this.
did?
Send me this
Yeah,
link.
you get the link. How many did they lose?
Good Lord.
And I will reveal that answer
Wait, what's the link again?
later on in the show.
I just got a new
fuck,
phone and it didn't save.
It's on the goddamn thing. Like, how many times do I have to do
I
this?
don't know.
We only do this
Old
once a
man
week.
glasses.
I just got a new phone.
Yeah, that's true. You did. Here, I'm going to text it to you.
It didn't save.
text it to me too.
Yeah.
It's,
It's,
Dom in the chat
pre-populated
says
for the last
4.
2 years.
he says 4. Okay, I'm going to put this back on the screen while I look away to text everybody. Lions did not win a playoff game in the 80s. I can't believe I have to do this.
I'm just gonna put the answer to the couple I remember, but
Yeah, that's probably a good start.
there might be more.
Oh.
I can't-
Okay, I got other texts too. I got a lot of texts in this. I don't read the text while I'm on the air. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll just name it up. It's numbersguys.live/trivia tones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot easier. All right, like I said, I'll reveal the answer later on in the show. Next up,
Just a heads up, I put Whiskey McDago as my answer, so just disregard that.
that's okay. That's okay. I'll
okay,
sort
dude.
this
Wait
all
till
out.
you
at
see
the
what
end.
Rich
Put my
puts.
glasses on before that.
Rich actually put that last week as his answer, which is amazing. I don't know how that happened. He said Whiskey McDago. Sorry. Oh man. Hey, by the way, Dom said 4 if I didn't say that. That's your son. That's your son, Whiskey McDago.
Yep.
taking a shot at it.
Yeah, taking a shot at it. Okay, we have a little segment we do on the show every now and then. Actually, we do it every week because D-Dub is our... I'm sorry. He's our...
What's so funny?
we call him the master of social media. We didn't have an Instagram up until like 5 minutes ago, but he is the master
We're ahead of the
of
game.
social media. And there's people that slide into our DMs occasionally, and he's going to read those right now.
Who's
Here we
that
go.
numbers guys fan sliding into our DMs? Is it a request for tones to chat about his PMs? Or for Dubs to tell us he's a hilltop man? Maybe it's for JT from the Proud Boys clan. It could be for Richie. Queens Bar is where you'll see him. You never know what we get. Sliding into our DMs. Sliding into our DMs. Sliding into
I think that people come here for the original music. By the way, Dante, while you're here, you ever talk to the Hilltop Bar? Is that a prospect or a customer of yours?
Where is that located?
That's 21 and a half in Van Dyke.
I have not been in there, but since you mentioned it,
Now, I'll look you up. And how about Queens Bar, which is Richie's favorite place? That's in downtown Detroit.
downtown, that is my sales counterpart down there. That's Jake's territory. I'm sure Jake's been in there, but if not, I'm going to mention it's Jake.
Yeah,
Wonderful
'cause
paper
that's
planes
That's
down
where
there.
Rich plugs
That's
them all the
right.
time.
Wait, Queens is right next door to Shinola, right?
I think it's behind. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you go down the street, there's the alley and then Queens, right?
No,
Right.
Queens,
It's got the wood door.
How about
that's on
Gillies?
there. Yeah.
We were just in there not long ago.
Yeah, with the homeless guy that I gave
We
$5
met a homeless
to.
guy. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He came in the bar and got $5 from you?
He actually came in the bar, sat down next to me on my left. Tones is right. And he drank the beers that were sitting on the beer bar in front of him, which I thought was a bold move.
He
is
told
so
us about
bold.
his history, a little drug dealing action in his past. We wanted to bring him on the show, but he didn't want to implicate himself for
Right.
past crimes. you know,
Yeah.
so.
So it's a low bar, Dante. No offense, but I mean, we have a low bar to be on the show.
It's fantastic, though. The stories,
I'm just teasing.
the culture in our city is incredible. The
Oh, it's
stories,
awesome.
It's
It is
amazing.
awesome.
So,
All right, so our DMs. Let me. What? D Dub, what do you got for our DMs tonight?
We got a few of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Tony.
Tony.
Is that me?
I think they. I don't think
Tony.
they were regular listeners.
Tony.
I think
They
they,
must be an occasional.
yeah.
because we call them tones typically.
Tones.
Sometimes it's Anthony. He's calling him Tony. Hi, Tony. How do you really feel about Modelo Chelada? That's from Constellation Brands.
Oh, geez.
Well, it's rated lower than Genesee in my book, which
Oh.
Genesee was a
impossible.
1.1. So, yeah. It's
What do
in
you
the
gotta do
single 0.0 digits.
I feel like Constellation Brands might be, serving up for some paperwork here coming pretty soon. No, I don't know.
That was the worst lime beer in the
Constellation
history of
Brands.
mankind. I could put lime in my piss and it tastes better.
Wow.
I'm not sure about that.
The fact that you know that scares the hell out of me. So
Is that with or without your kidney stone?
It's a little kidney stone floater.
on the rocks.
Yeah, on the rocks.
I think this is one for you, Dante. Question for the expert.
No.
Yeah, well,
Definitely.
I appreciate that
It's got
adjective.
to be
I
Dante.
appreciate-
Does bourbon have to come from Kentucky?
the old. It's
Is that air
not.
quotes?
It's that's the old. I know where a conversation's going, where I'm at a tasting or an event, and someone says it's not bourbon, it ain't from Kentucky, and it comes with an accent, even when you're from Michigan. I don't get it.
Right.
So
from Kentucky.
It's got to be from America. I think you've already
Yep.
kind of.
So
The law
did
that
that
was
change? Oh, so when was that? Though? When was that law?
late '60s, actually.
So before then, it had to be Kentucky.
Yep, but
before the 60s.
Kentucky went to the government. We know how our government works. They're like, hey, we want to make this a Kentucky spirit. And they're like, that's great. But guess what? It's going to be an American spirit.
Yeah.
Because we can't really, we'll always listen. I will always give the love and props to Kentucky. They're the OGs. That's where it started from. That's where the history's at. But it is grown so craft-like around the United States that, who's to say if it didn't get out of Kentucky, it wouldn't be as strong as it is today. Like, it may be as strong, but that was a law that was, I think it was 68 that they passed, that bourbon is an American spirit and it can be made in the continental U.S. Not until 1983 was Hawaii, Alaska, and Puerto Rico.
Maybe Guam too.
Well, I don't know. Guam's got too much
Maybe
bourbon.
Guam.
Guam has sugar cane, so they can probably do rum down
They
there.
can do rum.
Yeah,
Rum chata.
find an oak tree in Guam. We'll go on tour. That's it. Bourbon. To answer the original question from the DM, bourbon is not just a Kentucky spirit; it's an American spirit. So
America.
Appreciate that. Ask the expert. That should be a new segment.
Yeah.
Dub.
Good question.
Yeah. What do you got?
That was from Chester Tucky Tim.
Oh, fuck.
That's
He's
right.
She's from Chesterfield, that guy.
I'm from New Baltimore.
Just around the corner.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's Kentucky. I'm Tennessee. So
I say I'm from New Baltimore, but technically I'm from Chesterfield.
Chester.
Now,
Well,
don't look
yeah.
down on me.
no, the zip code. I'm so confused. I still don't know where the line is.
48047.
Yep, that's me.
Got to be.
Yep.
Got it tattooed on my chest.
It's a weird thing to do.
Okay. Is it Scotty week or what?
Scotty.
I think that one's for you.
Big D in Clarkston.
Oh, is
I
that
think
might
that's
be that might be Dale Dub.
I think that's in regards to. Do you golf, Dante?
I attempt to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's in regard to the memorial that's going on
Yeah.
right now, and
I've actually been to that tournament.
no
before.
way.
Yeah. I
Dublin,
went there.
Ohio, right?
That's correct. Dublin, Ohio.
Supposed to be one of the nicer courses around.
Beautiful. Muirfield.
Birthplace of Dave Thomas, I believe.
And Jack Nicholas was born there, I think. I don't think so, but that's all right.
Dave,
That's his course.
I'm making it up.
Dave
Wendy's
Thomas from
and-
Wendy's.
Yeah.
Not the Dave Thomas from Archery Planet.
That explains why there's more
Yeah.
Dave
I think that
Wendy's
confusion got
in
us some
Ohio.
views. Just say it. 'Cause people thought Dave Thomas. And, yeah.
Wendy's.
So what, are you,
Is
are
it
you-
a Scotty week?
Yeah, you going
Yeah,
Scotty?
you know what? I had Scotty last week. I lost a little on him last week. If you remember, he once again finished number 4.
right?
Right now, he's he's plus 240,
Right. Yes.
which, as you know, from the constraints of this show, airing at 7:30 p.m. on a Thursday, you can't always get the best number for golf. So golf's a tough one to bet on this
Tough
particular
one.
show.
But you continue to do it,
I continue to do it.
except for this week. I think you have some tennis picks. I noticed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm a
saw
big tennis
those.
guy.
Yeah.
Roland Garros.
Yeah. That's where we're at
French
this week.
Open.
Sure.
I got into golf because of the reality show, and the experts called that the golf show. What's that golf show that's on Netflix, or what is it on?
Oh yeah, the
would
PGA one.
Well, they go with the
what's it
golfer's
called?
personal lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's a good show.
And they called that from the riff, like this is going to open golf up to people who don't golf. Like, reality shows, and we're of age. Remember, MTV did it first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm
100%,
saying?
man.
Who knew it was going to turn into what it did? But it
Right.
did. But yeah, you get to know these golfers on a personal level, and then you watch. Trust me, my uncles were Indian Wood. They were all members up there.
Really?
I used to sit there in a chair similar to this one with my senior citizen table next to me, watching golf when I was younger, and I'd be like, no. But watching that show, now I'm excited to watch golf.
Yeah.
Because I know these guys have lives, right? They're just not someone on the TV.
Yeah, you got Justin Thomas up in the show. He's dropping F-bombs.
Oh, yeah.
Another not really a JT, but he goes by JT sometimes. Just saying.
But anyhow, who do I like this week? It's Scotty.
Yeah.
He's
Always
still the
good.
favorite.
We're,
even
we're
though
all, we're all shocked.
he's
by
5
that.
strokes behind. He's still the favorite.
Sure.
Okay. All right. What else you got there? That was kind of weak.
You're kind of weak. No offense to your regular guests,
Hello.
but where's Stacy, Casey, or Tina? Is it Tina or Tia?
I think we still
I thought it was Tia,
yeah, from
but then
Louisiana.
Mr. Rich called her Tina, so I wasn't sure.
Is this from Rich?
Is Mr. Rich right or is Tina right?
Oh, boy, these are great questions.
Jimmy, how's your C? Now I think it got cut off there because it.
Oh, car.
lot
Yourself-
of
yourself
character.
and characters.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we're limited.
I think he's talking about your car, but
Yeah, I think so. Is this?
this is from Alex. We got a kid next door that
Alex
keeps
P?
DMing us.
I'll tell you, if
This is a junior high. He's like 13 years
I got
old.
lost halfway through that read. I think I felt like
That
Ralph.
happens a lot.
I felt like Ralphie on Christmas Story, and I didn't have my Orphan Annie secret decoder thing there to figure out what was going on.
Oval
So
team.
we had some female guests on here before, and this kid next door, he's coming of age, and whatnot.
There is a middle school next door. I think
Yeah.
we need to point that out, right?
He's like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And he keeps talking about the gal Stacy that was on, and the couple others that we had on. One was Jim's wife.
Is hormones going a little bit, you think?
I mean,
Raging.
I don't know.
Raging Cajun?
We were all there, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We were all
He
there.
seems to chime in whenever there's chicks on the
Is this
show.
part of the curriculum next door? Look, see how you have so many bourbons, you can't even get that word out.
Yeah.
Is it a requirement to watch your show? Is that what's going on next door? Or?
It's a good idea.
I have no idea. I have no idea what happens. You need a beer?
They use
No,
our
I'm good. No, I'm good.
parking
Yeah,
lot,
okay.
so
All right.
Mr. Because I knew something was up, Mr. Richard. Like,
A kid, very respectful kid, but he
That's
doesn't, he
good.
doesn't care for Jimmy for some reason.
No. But I will say, Gagu will get you an Uber, Gagu. If you need an Uber home, we'll
I'm
take
good.
care of that.
I'm just joking.
All right.
Last but not least, this is the most polarizing podcast on YouTube.
Wow.
That's
I don't
from
think
Genesee Brewing, New York.
No.
You ever had a Genesee beer?
no.
Good.
do you have one for him?
You got one?
I'd love to hear a Dante review on this.
There is one
There's
downstairs.
two.
Can I go get
You
it
know
first?
what?
Yeah, go get it.
Go get it.
Yeah.
There's two on the show.
All right,
that-
we'll
Genesee.
send our showrunner down there.
Genesee.
We'll send her down.
I will
It's
see.
way in the back of the fridge. Way in the back of the fridge.
I will see if their beer is polarizing.
It's
I
the
love
worst
it.
beer
He
I ever-
hates it.
It's the worst beer I ever tasted. So.
He talks about his peeing in a jar again. And,
I would drink that.
Now, in fact,
I
it is.
drink my
It is.
cat's pee over that.
I think I brought up a good point. It's the best beer for about 50 cents a beer that you'll ever drink in your life.
Yeah, it's
ever.
not-
price point.
Listen,
No,
I
Natterday
had
was better than
Schlitz at a party at Notre Dame University. That was probably the worst beer I ever had in my life. There's a reason it's called Schlitz because it rhymes with shits.
Yeah.
And try having Notre Dame football players at a frat party, and all the
Spank you?
all no, pretty close.
Okay, sorry.
The Schlitz
Checking.
were all in big garbage cans with ice, and they were gone by 2 a.m. I probably lost 3 years of my life in one night
Well, you're still
on
kicking here.
Schlitz.
What
You
they
know,
do? Break out the Atlas after the Schlitz was gone?
Schlitz was
Rich
once
says
you,
Atlas,
once
but I
you
think it might
crack
be
down to
Altas.
the Schlitz, it's over. Once it's over. Speaking
Hey.
of Paps, your shirt. Did you know
Yes,
they
sir.
just came out with light this year?
Yeah,
I saw the poster in the store
just
the
this
other
year?
day. It's
It's
here.
been a million years.
As a matter of fact, our friend Darko at the proprietor at Hilltop Bar,
The Hilltop Bar.
he just was telling us about it
Wait, wait.
last week.
So time out.
And they're
I'm good.
and
Dante's got one. He's got it.
I want your professional review of that because
It's such mixed reviews
that's
here.
the floor of my beers.
Now,
This is the
The
floor.
floor.
Is it the Malort of beers?
It's just like
Could it be the Malort of
basement.
beers?
The
No,
basement.
I'm going to give these guys a chance because I know what it's like to be in this industry. So.
okay.
All right.
Give them a
let's,
fair shake.
The can's kind of nice.
it
a
is
real nice
It's a
can.
cool
Good
looking
color.
can.
If you're a
That's
Michigan
about where
State
it ended.
fan, but
Don't mind me.
not, so.
Tore my fingernail off today, so
Ah,
that should be fun.
hopefully that doesn't affect the taste.
There we go. It's,
Like,
it's
everybody
up,
just
it's
watch
up
them?
against his lips.
This guy.
Now, keep in mind,
I
this
gave
is
it a 0.9.
He's going back.
17.
Well, I had to do the rinse. I had to do the
I
rinse.
was gonna chug Flint water before they fixed the lead problem. So. Over that.
$17 a 30-pack.
Are you
Holy
salesman?
$17 a 30-pack.
We
So
should get
keep that in
we
mind.
should get that homeless guy to try this. Get his opinion too.
Between
while we're
pissing
at it.
himself, he'd be like, "Yeah, this is great."
He'll drink 12 on a Saturday night by himself.
It's very thick. If it's very
It's a
Cream ale.
it's
ale.
cream. Well, it's a
That's what
cream
she
ale.
said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. All right.
Gotcha.
I would have to say, you wouldn't have to force me to drink this, but you may have to pay me to drink this.
Yes. Right
Okay.
There. Paid.
So, like,
I've been
me
with
to
you all
drink
night to this point.
Yeah, this is, I think we're
Don't
losing you,
have
Dante.
to force him to drink it,
I think
but you'd have
the
to pay
masses
him
have
to drink it.
spoken.
I don't understand that. That's
Every time we bring
that's-
on a guest now, we're gonna have to have
I mean,
a Genesee
that's
around.
a polarizing statement that you made there.
I would say towards the end of the night, I would. I'm getting a glass presentation now. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no, other people want to share.
No, I'm saying I would drink it towards the end of the night, when Schlitz ran out.
Oh, you're saying it's sub Schlitz?
Just behind Schlitz on the
It's
what'd you call it? The booze scale?
The boobs. Yeah, beer or other booze.
Boobs.
Yeah, that's your boobs. It's actually, your boobs.
no, it's very rich. I would say it's got a lot of things going
Sorry,
on.
Rich.
It's very Mr. Rich. Mr. Rich.
Right.
No, I'm not a fan of it.
No.
Dante brings us $40, $50 beers
I'd
or
say,
fists of liquor, and
me-
you give him a Genesee for Christ's sake.
Rich and I are on a lot. We're on the same level with a lot of drinks, I think, and they're more, aligned. So
Do you
Except
drink
for
a
the
lot of beer,
line,
Dante?
the line.
Except
beer.
for the line.
Take my review with a grain of salt because I do not drink a lot of beers, but that Oberon is what I drink right there. Yep.
Oberon's
You know what?
good.
The Oberon Light. Have you tried it?
Not yet.
I like it.
Yeah.
I just bought it.
Typical homo.
It's a good.
I get that.
It's a good summer drink, dude.
Would you like a swig of
saying.
Tone's Oberon?
No, I'm good.
Because after Tones drinks it and spits a little bit back in there, he calls it Oberon Light.
It's like
That's what he does.
dude, it's like cream soup. It's like a cream soup towards the
Exactly.
bottom of the bowl. It's no longer cream
No
soup.
longer cream soup.
Hey, but on a serious note, what do you think about that mushroom soup over there at Testabara and
Incredible.
or
Incredible.
J
Dude,
Baldwin's?
listen.
The calamari's fantastic.
I was about
right?
to say calamari.
Yeah.
My son Dom, if he's still out there, we are both calamari. I don't care if I go to Jack's Fish House in Boise, whatever, and have the frozen stuff. We will taste calamari at every restaurant.
Where's Dasaro rank?
They are number one.
Number one? Okay.
And I'm from the East Coast too.
Yeah,
I've tried a lot of calamari in my life.
Yeah,
That's
their
up there.
calamari with the capers and the lemon
Capers,
sauce is absolutely, and it's not frozen. It's fresh calamari. It's prepped. It's done right. That's the way to do it. So yes,
That's the reason we go up there, honestly.
it's the calamari.
Yeah, calamari.
You know,
can
it was like
start with that.
one of my favorites was Eastside Mario's, but they're no longer in
Yeah,
business.
Eastside
Did
Mario's
you
is
remember
pretty
that?
good. Yep, yep.
With the hot peppers.
yeah, they-
Sarnia?
It was spicy as fuck.
The original Eastside Mario's was like a family restaurant, but then they chained it, and then
Yeah.
anything that goes chain, it
It used to
can
be
go-
where the Griffin Claw was.
Yes,
But is that the original?
no.
Because it's a Canadian thing, I think.
think it is.
Yeah.
Don't
My
quote me.
in-laws
Yeah,
used
I
to
think-
go to Sarnia. Living in New Baltimore, they would go drive up to Sarnia.
Spago's got good calamari.
Dante, are you a Zabra?
Spago fan?
Zabra.
Yeah.
What's a
Pizza aficionado?
peach?
Pizza.
Oh, that's what that is.
Zabra?
Just eat pizza.
Never heard of that.
No, I've yes, there was a great pizza place in Boston on Hanover Street in the North End. The North End is where my father's from. It's Little Italy. When I was a kid, it was called Circle Pizza. It's on the corner. But I'm more of a sub guy. I like cold cut sandwiches, and I grew up in Boston. There was a sub chain who was in the North End. It was called Sam Scola's. It was the first time in my life I didn't know they had breakfast subs. So
Breakfast subs.
you ever have the braided bread with the seeds on it? It's like
Oh, I've
braided.
had that, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
it's all fresh. They did a potato and egg sub.
Oh, dude.
So it was potatoes and eggs and green peppers and onions, and they made it on. I still dream about that sub to this day, and I've tried to make it at home. It doesn't work, but yeah, I'm a sub guy at heart. So
Breakfast sub. I like that.
breakfast sub.
You ever been to Serafino's?
I've heard of it, but never been there.
We were staying in Boston, Swiss Hotel.
Was it downtown?
Yeah, and we just asking the
What's the best of local spots?
Yeah.
Serafino's. The North End, before COVID, the North End is only 6 square blocks. They had 172 restaurants in the North End.
wow.
After COVID, a lot of them closed down. But if you want, going back to subs though, if you want a good sub here,
Ventimiglia?
Ventimiglia is good. But I honestly think, have you ever been to Licavoli's in Grosse Pointe?
No.
So it's the old Mr. C's.
No.
Yeah.
Wait
I
a
heard
minute.
it.
Yes,
The
I
car-
have.
yes.
I've been to
The car
Mr.
wash?
C's.
It's the old
No,
Mr.
fucking
C's
car
deli.
wash, you retard.
Yeah, they give subs through the window when you come
Nah,
through.
we just tried a new
Jeez.
place locally here, Gigi's.
Gigi's
They
is good.
just you tried it?
That's pretty good, man.
Gigi's.
They just opened up not long ago. a few
There's
months
another
ago.
one by Testabara too. It's supposed to be the hotness too.
Oh, Angela's.
Angela's.
That's very good.
They're in there at 2 a.m. making bread at Angela's. But
Oh, I like that.
Licavoli's, Angela's, and you ever go to the sub guy out? Is he out in Ferndale? I love you, baby, Ernie. You ever see this guy? He talks.
not.
That's
Dick
the
Vitale?
Maz. I think that's Maz.
He sounds like Dick Vitale.
Dick Vitale.
I can't remember the place, but
Yeah, baby.
Oh, you like the subs?
Like
He's
the sub,
he
baby.
talks to you, slicing the meat like,
That's
"Hey,
a
where,
fresh baked baby.
where you been, baby? It's good to see you.
My PTP'er. Nothing but nylon,
You
baby.
want the pastrami? 2 slices of Swiss? I love you, baby." Oh God, food is so good. I
One
mean,
of my Marco Polo transfer players of the year.
Jim's about to.
I almost spit it.
Save that for the
I almost spit that one out.
our segment for
Our sub
He's
competition.
a diaper dandy sub maker.
Do you want to be involved with our? We're gonna do a sub competition. Yeah.
Oh, we should do that.
sure.
That'd be
Would you
fun.
come back and join us, Dante? You're obviously the sub guy.
Guys, I have a
Fucking
blast
the sub
coming
guy.
back here.
All right, we only have about 4 hours left of the show, so let me get rolling here. Your son's in the house.
He's back.
In the house, he says 4 ? God dang it! I don't remember what that was about.
It was the
rating?
the how many playoff games have they lost?
Oh.
The Lions.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And he says, I got Testa at 2, Sail Loft at Boston.
Calamari.
That's a calamari thing?
Yeah, in Boston, on the water by Columbus, Christopher Columbus Park, there's a restaurant called the Sail Loft. It's been there for like 100 years. So it's been there so long that the pillars were sinking, and they had the city raised money the people of Boston to save the sail loft.
Oh,
They
that's
redid the
cool.
pillars.
It's
and
like
everything.
Venice. The
Yeah,
reason
but listen, you can't really. Boston has an advantage. Like when you eat a lobster in Boston, that fucker was swimming in the water 2 days before.
Yeah, they got it.
Like you know what
Bam.
I'm saying? The calamari, same thing. The halibut, all the ocean fish. I mean, it's a different ball game there. When I was a kid, my father, when we were here in Michigan, he would order lobster when we did lobster at home from Maine. Those things would come in a styrofoam box to Michigan, still alive.
Still alive?
Still alive in the
They
box.
shipped those still alive.
Oh, they had the rubber bands on their hands. You pull them out of the box. Yeah, like I was like,
Well, they're
oh,
clipped. They're
Yeah.
oh yeah. They clip. But no, they had these big fat broccoli rubber bands. You know the
Yeah,
Italians.
yeah.
You with the money, your
Oh,
broccoli
yeah,
rubber
yeah,
band.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
they put on their claws. But my dad, I mean, my dad used to murder those things. Hey, you know, my
put 'em
dad,
right in the
my
water
dad with his
alive,
Boston
right?
accent. Son, I'm going to show you how to do this. You know, pay attention. You got to make sure that you got to get the knife right in the back of the neck, right there. Put it in there. Put them in the pot. These things are screaming. I'm like 8 years old watching my father kill a lobster. Like it's a nightmare. But I got to admit, they tasted good, so
do
I can't
taste good.
complain.
He didn't even sound like he was from Boston.
Yeah,
Nah, it sounded like he was straight from Sicily. That one. Yeah. Hey, Tones, remember how fucked up we got in Boston that time? Me and you
Oh,
went?
wait. That was one of my favorite trips.
That was a great trip. We
We went
drank.
to the Cheers bar. I know that's probably a touristy thing, but
yeah, but it's cool. It's
we
cool
went
to
to a
see.
cool Irish bar. I can't remember the name.
We did. We were singing Wonderwall. Me
You
and
almost
you.
got in a fight.
Remember
you
how
almost got in a fight
gay that
with
was?
somebody at the
You
bar.
guys would have got owned.
Yeah.
in Boston.
I don't know. I think we were okay.
He sat at the bar and he was talking shit to some chick, and I thought we were gonna get gang
Yeah,
busted.
remember that? Because I was like, she looked really
busted.
sad. I said, you look really sad. And she wanted to fight me.
Jimmy is
You would have
4-0
got
against
you would have
girls.
got wicked pissed. Someone would have
Yeah, it was like,
someone would have cracked you in the
it
back
was
of the head.
not
with
wicked awesome.
No.
Yeah, it was weird. What else we got? We got Dom in the chat says, I got to Testa at 2. Okay, here I already said this.
Yeah, that's the calamari.
God damn, this is why the show's gonna be 7 hours long.
Gee.
And then best grilled octopus in the area is at Oak and Reel. He says.
Oak and Reel.
Is that the one on Hall Road?
Oak and Reel is downtown.
No, it's down. I actually
I'm thinking
went
of
there
Hook and
last
Reel.
year.
That's,
It's a fancy place. Man, where's it? It's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. It's over towards like New Center or something.
It's by New Center.
Yeah,
It's on
yeah.
West Grand Boulevard right there.
Very,
East Grand
very,
Boulevard
very
there.
good food
It's
there.
right on the corner of East Grand. It's on the southeast corner of East Grand Boulevard and Woodward.
It's kind of like by itself out there, right?
It's
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
we
food,
took
though.
him there
Great
for his
food.
21st birthday. So that's why he loved it. That was a good one.
Hey, congrats on turning 21 there, Dom.
He's 24 now. I'm not
Congrats
I'm
on that's
a spring chicken.
4 years ago. Yeah, 23 years ago.
What's the Italian place on Southwest Detroit on 4th Street, maybe?
Not Mario's. Is it
Not Mario's. A little farther out of the way.
Is that the place you could buy the
Giovanni's.
Giovanni's.
Have you
yeah,
been there?
You can buy the big frozen trays of lasagna from that place.
Is that right?
Yeah, they sell them during the holidays. Like there's frozen lasagna going out the back door. Like it's crazy. Like Jack from Garden Fresh, he
Yeah.
used to buy everybody lasagna for like Christmas, like frozen lasagna.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, Jack was a foodie. We lost him to cancer a little over 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he was a great dude, man.
So there actually was a Jack of Jack's Salsa.
Jack Aronson. Yep. Story about him was
Hey, R.I.P., man.
they had a restaurant in Ferndale,
Shout out.
Shout out.
they literally, him and his wife, they were second marriage. They had kids on both sides. They took the last of their money and they went to the Fiery Food Show in Arizona. And Jack said, "We're going to make salsa. Let's go to the Fiery." So they took the last of some of their like savings, went out there, went to the show. They came back. The first salsa they ever made was artichoke garlic. Okay, they sold it in the restaurant.
that.
It just took off.
What was the restaurant? Do you know?
It was.
It was in Michigan?
Yeah, God, I can't believe I forgot this, but it was in Ferndale, Roadhouse in Ferndale. It was a barbecue place. So he did what he did from that point to making the salsa. In 16 years, they sold the company for $280 million.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I knew it was. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he pioneered, it was a technology called HPP. It was a big submarine cold water preservative. So they put the containers in there and it's equal pressure all the way around, like 80,000 PSI. So it's in there for 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you don't need no preservatives. You can take a non-preserved product, put it in the HPP submarine. and you can extend the shelf life like by 10 times, as long as it's sealed. So that was giving them the ability to ship their salsa all over the world without having preservatives in it.
Wow.
There's a wild one, right? Jack's Wild.
Wild, yeah. Jack's
That's-
Wild, yeah.
That's the one my wife likes so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
But it was a good-
She's a wild lady. So it's
Sometimes though
probably
you get she does a lot of the click list, and so she gets that, and then
fuck
all of a
is
sudden
that?
Kroger cooked this.
that's when you get
What's
the
a click?
groceries. You got to pick
order
them
to
up
have
outside.
Oh, I do that shit. I don't do any of
But
that shit.
for
But
some
my wife does
reason,
that.
the containers don't always hold up. And more than once,
They'll bloat sometimes.
She's
if
gotten a
it's
container
bad
that's
seal.
it's been.
Speaking of sports, like Jack is in the National Softball Hall of Fame. Like this dude is one of the biggest hitters like in time. Like we did about 6 years ago, we did a hit challenge where he swung. We did it in 4 hours. He did like 1,100 pitches, and he hit 400. Dom, if you're out there, Dom was doing the numbers. 375 home runs in 4 hours.
Wow.
This guy was a beast.
This is the old man.
Jack Aronson.
Wow.
Yeah, look
That's
him
crazy.
up. Yeah, he was a beast. Like he could have been on the Steelers. Like that softball.
Forearms.
Oh, his forearms looked like loaves of
Like Popeye?
Like what do you call it? Sourdough bread loaves. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was 6'4". He was a big dude. So,
People say that about Rich.
yeah, Mr. Rich.
Softball loaf.
Softball loaf.
Yeah.
I think just soft.
Or doughy.
Not gonna
Or
lie,
doughy.
that'd be a great jersey name, softball loaf.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this here. We got to do the
Why don't we
sports part of
save
the
some
show.
of this stuff for
There
next
is
week,
sports
Jimmy?
on this show, right? Sorry.
There is
bud.
sports on the show. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a
This is a better betting tip.
better betting tip. So the case for alt lines, if you're looking at season win totals, which everybody should be because it's early. It's a good time to look at NFL season win totals. We have some research that we did here. This is by us and also at Cleve Analytics at Cleve TA on X. Last year, the season win totals, if you want to talk about an inefficient line, this is the one. 66% of season win totals were off by 2 or more, and 41% of season win totals were off by 3 or more. And Dom, this is for you, buddy. Not my Dom, but Dom Statistics Dom. So we go down the board. It was like 7 times in the last 15 years, off by more than 50% for 2 or more season win totals, and off by 3 or more all the time. So let me make this case. So for the last 15 seasons, on average, 54% of preseason totals were off by 2 or more. On an average, 31% of preseason totals were off by 3 or more. So what I want you to do is consider plus or minus 2 alt lines priced at $270 or more.
Plus 270.
Right, because you know what that is, Dub?
That's the magic number.
What's 54% divided by 2? Real quick, 22.
27.
So, yeah, that's a 27. You're right, Rich. Sorry about that. That's why you're the accountant. Yeah. So I might have had too much bourbon. 20, whatever the fuck that is. 270 is the number you're looking
You were
for.
subtracting out
assuming
the juice.
I did, yeah. Dude, make me look good here.
Trying.
So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're
Just
looking
sounded
for.
so confident.
I did.
Almost confused myself.
Yeah. All right, so let's start with the Ravens. 11.5 is their number, 110 aside, so we got 50-50. And then we have the -2 at 9.5 and the +2 at 13.5. And who wants this one? Anybody want it? Does anybody give a shit about the Ravens?
9.5 is the play, right?
9.5's the play?
Plus 270?
Under?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 270.
Yeah, sure.
It's a
Tell me.
magic number,
Yeah.
right?
I don't think I have a play on them personally, but what do you got?
I wouldn't touch that 11.5. I don't like that.
No play here.
No play.
No play?
Save your money for another bet.
No? You got anything, Dante?
No,
All
not on the
right.
Ravens, no.
Then this is great. We can just keep continuing on. How about the Buffalo Bills? I know we all have Buffalo Bills feelings here. 11.5 over is -$1.45, under +125, 9.5, 13.5, 460 plus 240 accordingly.
That division over all day. They don't play anybody. They get 6 wins. It's like the old Patriots. That's why they made the playoffs every year. It was like 6 wins right off the bat.
Let's admit, if they didn't have Josh Allen, they wouldn't have a team at all. Let's be real.
I mean, even last year,
Yeah.
what was the number last year? I bet it was like 9.5, 10.
Probably 9.5,
Because they were
yeah.
not
It was like 9.5. Yeah.
Yeah, they were not big time.
Well,
by
the year
end of
before
year.
they weren't that good, right? The year before.
They were always good. They lost
good.
like
They've
Diggs
been
and
good.
stuff though. But
He's the keystone of that team. Like if he goes down,
Yeah,
there's
They're
no
done.
there's no
Right.
hope.
I take
Right.
I take them getting 12
that's true
wins.
of any team though.
I'll give them 12
That's
wins.
what you said last week, Rich.
Over.
I was talking about Jaden Daniels, and Rich corrected me and said, anytime you take the quarterback away,
I'm
I
consistent.
disagree.
How do you not disagree?
Because if
they change Jaden
I think
Daniels,
if without Jalen Hurts, I think the Eagles could still make the playoffs.
the line
But-
would be significantly different though, Daryl. If Jaden,
Yeah,
if
there's
Hurts was out.
there's a huge pendulum swing when it comes to the quarterback. There's no doubt about that. But with Josh Allen, it's the key of the team, guys. Let's be
They're
real.
done. Yeah, they're done.
I just feel that's true of half the teams though. Like half the teams would have a 2-win swing either way if you took
Yeah,
out their
I would say
starting
two's
lineup.
fair for sure.
At least. At least. If
For
you got
sure.
a stud quarterback, at
I
least.
mean, look at
2
the
wins.
Lions. You take Goff out, there's nobody there. Like that could be a 3.
I'd
4.
love to take Goff out.
Hooker time.
That's just me. Sorry, I'm not in the majority here. But listen to this. How about this? I think you're right, Dub. If Josh Allen gets
360.
hurt, which is a distinct possibility, especially the way that he plays, that under is the play to make here.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
A
plus
plus
360.
125.
That's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
Big time.
I mean, what do you?
I don't
You're
think
betting
that's
on a
dumb.
quarterback getting hurt. Like, come on, just bet it. Bet it. You
Yeah, but
can't
look
bet
at the
it
way
that
they play, Rich. I mean,
Okay, Lamar Jackson plays that way. Daniels plays that way. Keep going down the line. Everybody plays that way now.
The day of the it's
Your buddy
the,
in
it's,
Dallas
the,
gets hurt all the time.
it's the era of the mobile
Dak
quarterback.
Prescott.
Like
it is the era of the mobile quarterback. But I think that is probably the under. It's not one of my plays, but that I wouldn't be embarrassed to take the under there at plus money.
yeah, plus 3.
So your reasoning is Allen gets hurt versus the division being shitty.
We got that too.
The division's terrible.
Yeah.
Who's the backup there in Buffalo now?
Who cares?
You don't care?
No, I don't care because I'm not making a bet
this
on a
guy's a
backup
fucking expert.
quarterback.
Jim Kelly's.
I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying that's just a. I mean, everybody would change their bet if the quarterback was hurt. I mean, that's like a no.
Well, the
no
point is you
discussing.
can't change your bet. You got to take it today, and I would like to bet on the fact that maybe he's going to get hurt
That's just ridiculous.
and they get paid plus
Every
money.
over/under could go that way then.
Ridiculous.
And even
Okay.
guys,
All right.
Tom Brady missed a year. He wasn't mobile.
What
So,
happened?
He blew out his knee in
And
the
they
first
missed the
game.
playoffs.
By one game, they were 12-5.
They
12
missed the
and 4.
playoffs.
11-5.
They went 12-4.
They were 11-5.
No team that was 12 wins has ever missed the playoffs.
I just
Misspoke.
corrected it to 11-5.
Misspoke. I just think sometimes you have a
misspoken.
decent backup quarterback, right?
Who's your best backup?
in the league.
Frank Reich.
Okay.
I like
Right?
Frank Reich. Yeah, he's a good. guy.
Wasn't Frank Reich the one that took
Well,
him
I'll
to
take
the...
the under on everything because
Jeff
just
Hostetler.
say every quarterback gets hurt this year.
Jeff Hostetler versus...
He wasn't even a good backup. He had a good run in the playoffs.
Nah, Rich, I think you're missing the
Is
point,
Nick
though.
Foles a
Great.
great backup? Because he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. He sucked everywhere he went.
Who's
he
our
was terrible.
who's our quarterback coach?
Played for the Jags.
Yeah, I think at his time,
Brunell?
Mark
Brunell.
Brunell. I think Brunell was one of the best backups towards the end of his career. I mean,
Probably. He was a
Yeah.
great starter.
yeah, he was a great starter. But
Was he the backup? Now, I don't know if you're a college football guy or not, but I believe the year he was drafted in the first round from Washington, there were 2 quarterbacks drafted in the first round from Washington. Meaning the quarterback and the backup quarterback were both drafted.
Like
By
the
the
year
same team?
Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins and
by-
Robert Griffin got drafted.
No, 2 quarterbacks from the same college,
College team.
Oh,
got
same
drafted in the
college
first
team.
round.
Where did he go to college?
Washington.
Did he?
And the other
Is that right?
quarterback,
That's not.
no,
That's
no.
that's he came way after.
No, it was where's Putt at? He would know the answer to this
Putt
question.
would know this. By the way, I effed up, so I just opened up the phone lines. If you guys want to call in, we'll put you on the show. Assuming you're not Droid, whatever, it's George Droid last
Droid.
week. That
Yeah,
fucking
we
piece
had-
of shit. Go fuck off, George.
George
Droid.
Droid.
We had to ban him from the show.
That was an
Droid.
asshole. Number 717 TNG Talk.
Do you want me to take over the rest of the show?
I'm doing okay, buddy. I'm fine. 717 TNG Talk. That's 717-864-8255. Call in. We'll have you on.
Our friend in the back is grasping our pearls.
Okay. All right.
Whatever that means.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure what that means. Should we move on? By the way, I think to me the odds of Josh Allen getting hurt
Why would you think he's going to get?
What's
The guy's a
what's
beast
the
out
line?
there.
What's the
'Cause he-
line on him getting hurt?
I'm done with it.
Plus 450.
Yeah, plus 450. But you have
I
that.
said if he is a beast, he is an animal. He's bigger than
He puts more
he's bigger
hits
than
on the
half.
line.
He's bigger than half the offensive linemen in the league. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. I mean,
9:40. I got to go in like 5 minutes.
He's always running. Okay.
I get confused when he's running because I always think it's a tight end. Like, is that the tight end?
Yes.
What the
Yeah,
hell
he's
is
very
that?
tight end like.
Yeah. So
All right, Rich has to go. So we got the KC Chiefs. Got the KC Chiefs 11.5 is their number. Over is minus 130. Under. Jesus,
Wow, that's a big.
I think I fucked this one up. I don't think it's plus
that can't
360.
be.
It's probably
No,
plus
no.
160.
I could see Mahomes getting hurt, so I'll take the under.
Plus 220 though. It's not.
He's a mobile guy.
270 or better.
that number's
He's
not
due
right.
to be hurt.
Mahomes tampon will get stuck and it'll be under.
Too far.
Yeah.
Too far.
Yep.
I got a feeling they're gonna have a worse record than last year.
I'm actually going to take the under with Mahomes being healthy, though.
I'm
Because I
taking
think
the
that
under.
division's studly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm with them. Under.
All right. How about this one? We got the Denver Broncos. 9.5 is their number. Plus 110 on the over. Minus 130 on the under. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, that under on the 7.5 looks pretty good. Just saying.
Plus 220.
Play out plus 220.
It's not enough.
I take the under on that.
Under on that?
I'm leaning over.
I'm
You
going
think,
over.
you think Bo will have a little sophomore slump?
That's possible. Like a lot of quarterbacks do.
I think they get 10 wins. That's
Yeah, at least 10. But I think isn't the point in the show trying to find one that's too different? Was that where you're trying to lean?
Yeah, something like that. Whatever.
I can see they win.
I think I lost the point of the show.
Somebody in that division, and maybe two teams in that division, are going to fall on hard times. Obviously, the Raiders are not very good, but the Chargers or Denver, one of the two is
Oh,
going
Chargers.
to. One of the two is
Don't
going to.
diss the Chargers.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I did suggest to Jim that should we do the bourbon after sports?
You did.
He goes, no,
You did.
no, we're good. So here we are. Okay, that's a little announcement there.
We used to have a high tolerance, but now we're all way older.
Serious stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually questioning whether even to continue on with the show. I thought maybe we should just end it now. And
Why don't we save some of these for next week, or unless you want to finish them up?
Send it.
that's what Rich
Send
would
it.
say. Well, we got to finish this. Okay, Brinko's done. How about the Chargers? Tones, keep it in your pants.
Over.
9.5. Over is plus even money.
Harbaugh escalates every year off the gate. So you turn them around, and it's going to keep going.
I have a feeling this is one of Tone's picks.
It is.
I have a feeling. I don't know why.
I can
Bank
feel
it.
the movement
Look
over
what
here.
he did every place he's
Yeah.
gone. Second year, big bounce.
I'm going to take the lean towards the over.
Are you a Michigan fan, Dante?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just surprised Harbaugh. The glasses get me. How thick they are.
Yeah, is that
Something
weird? Like how thick those
and then
fucking
his
glasses
poor
are?
son got on TV with him. I'm like, oh, this poor kid's got the same problem his dad does.
Yeah, they
But I
can't see
think
shit.
with the Chargers, they got Harbaugh there. They're stacking. They're getting stacking talent around Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
And McConkey is going to be a sleeper.
I think McConkey.
He's going to be
I
a
agree with you.
fantasy sleeper.
I like
this
him. I like him.
year. Yeah.
Ri- You know, Anthony, 4 years ago, he was telling us that Harbaugh had lost it. He should be fired. Can him, put him on hit the bricks, Junior. And now all of a sudden,
I was about ready
he
to.
can't do any wrong.
The 2020 season, I was about to kick him out, but yeah,
Now you can't get his face
what do you
out of
have?
his
Things
mouth.
changed.
Tune has changed.
I've changed.
He's changed.
I've changed about Mel Tucker too.
Multifaceted.
That's
Anthony.
that's what we say about
Not
Tones.
polarizing, but multi.
Yeah, multifaceted. That's nice. That's a really nice way to put that.
Tony, I guess. He goes by Tony now.
Yeah, Tony.
Tony.
That's my new handle.
All right, here we go. How about my Cincinnati Bengals? 9.5 is the number. 130 on the over, and then a plus $1.10 on the under there. Anybody?
Keep it,
That's a tough one.
Gonna keep it where the line is. Gonna keep my money there. Sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Doing
Good number.
nothing.
Good number.
Yeah.
Top division.
They'll be in the mix though.
Oh yeah,
I'm not touching it, but
they're due.
bad defense, good offense. I don't
You
know.
think you're going under?
The number
I think
is
I probably
9.5.
Yeah.
I think the only play is to the over.
Yeah, I
side.
would take the juice and under on that.
Yeah, I'd take the under.
Yeah,
I
with
think
Darryl.
the play
9
is the
wins.
over.
Yeah. All
9
right.
wins.
All right.
No, I
Split
think
decision.
10 is probably about right.
Too bad. We're already through this. How about my?
I don't know if you could get to 12 though.
How about my Houston Texans?
I think
I don't know, another mobile quarterback.
9.5.
I was high on the Texans early last year, right? And then hard times, but I think they're going to get at least 10 wins.
I think Stroud's past his sophomore slump.
Yeah, I do too.
I think this is going to be a monster year.
I think they got a lot of young talent.
Either they're going to step forward or take a huge step back.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is year to put it together, I think.
I agree with you guys on this one. I'd go over on this.
Over.
They gave the Lions everything
Hey.
they could handle that
For sure.
particular Sunday night.
They got baited.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird game.
That was when he was doing his pose on the sideline.
Yeah. All right, we're working through this pretty quick. We got the Miami Dolphins 8.5. I know Rich is under. Under is -150, but he's still going to go under 2 on that.
Going under.
And
Listen,
then
if they could keep Tua's brains off the field, they'll be all right.
Well,
That's a
but
problem.
Dante, you can't talk about a quarterback getting injured.
Oh, right. That's right.
That's a problem.
That's a
You can
problem.
talk about him being
Is any
injured. He has
quarterback-
18 concussions.
Oh,
Basic-
it's
yeah.
different?
No, it's not different. I'm taking the under just because I think they're a soft team.
Listen, 2 + 2 is purple to him now, so it doesn't really matter. Like the poor guy, it's like, oh God, I every time he gets on the field, I'm like, oh Jesus, not today. Like I can't see.
Remember
this again.
Javid Best for the Lions?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy couldn't, he got concussed twice and he was done. They
Dunzo.
ruled him, they wouldn't rule that he could play again.
Right.
The NFL.
Right.
And now somehow
Well, I think he had a
Tua.
lot in college, though.
he had one. It was the one where he jumped over and landed on his head in the end
Oh,
zone.
yeah.
I thought he had
Was-
more than that. No?
I think that was it. I think he was out for the next.
Well,
He
leave
could have
it-
had many concussions.
I know. Leave it to
yeah.
the Lions to draft a 8
You never
times
know.
concussed.
You never know. But the point is, like, how does Tua get?
I have
How did
no
they let him
idea.
play again?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
He's had at least 6 in the NFL, right? Something like that.
Will Smith was saying he shouldn't play again.
Guys, we're not
Slap
talking.
him.
We're not talking. Maybe line up off in the huddle, like stiff on the field,
Yeah,
like-
with his arms
Yeah,
like in
that's-
the T-Rex
That's
position.
tough to
like-
watch
Yeah.
when you see
It
a guy.
is,
Like, remember Luke Kuechly with the Panthers?
Yeah.
That was just hard. You just see a guy and he doesn't know where he's at.
Right, his
And
arms
then
and
he had the
limbs.
thing with like the fingers, right? Or
yeah,
something.
yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
like T-Rexing.
yeah. It's horrible.
Clinching.
by the side.
Rich thought he broke 4 fingers.
I gotta run,
originally.
guys. Though I'm pushing
Little
it. I'll see you.
T-Rex. Oh, you gotta go.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
No,
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
I'm
on
gonna
the show.
zoom out. I'm gonna refix this camera so Dante can.
Yeah,
Give his
really,
own
that was
camera.
awesome. We'll have to do it again for sure.
Yep, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys, taking the time. So
Rich, you should probably stop having daughters.
I know. I'm not even supposed to be leaving now, but I know.
that's all right. We're all dads. We know.
If he wasn't such a wasn't so firm on that curfew, he'd still be sitting here right now.
Right.
Yeah. He shot himself in the foot.
He's
by-
talking as he's walking out. like,
It's easy just to
Yeah.
give up on the punishment
It's like, I
because
take my kids' iPads away, but then they annoy the crap out of me. So, like, what kind of punishment am I doing here? So,
see, Rich is he's got a firm. He's not.
doesn't back off.
No,
He's got conviction.
No, I believe in actions have consequences, and it needs to be enforced. Dom's not out there anymore. He's out to eat, but he used to tell me, Dad, I know I don't say it enough, but you were like the hammer, and I respect it. Like I got that when he got older.
Yeah.
I didn't
They
like coming
realized
to
it
you. I
later.
didn't like coming to you, but damn it, you kept me like in check. And I
Yeah, you
appreciate
need that. They need that.
did he go to Anchor Bay?
No, he went to Lakeview, St. Clair Shores.
Okay,
Yeah, he was there with his mom. So, yeah,
Lakeview. Okay.
that's where my father went to school.
Lakeview.
Class of '68.
Yeah, I still don't understand why that city's so small. They have 3 school
Yeah.
districts.
Well, I'll
That's
tell
a
you.
good question.
I'll tell you why, and you may not believe this. This is what was told to me by my uncle, who was 3 years younger than my dad. So he graduated in '71. He said that there was over 1,000 kids in his graduating class.
So they had
Lakeview.
There was
Well, back in the day, they were
The baby boomers of
Well,
that era, that particular. You think about the population density over there.
Real. We're from Michigan. We damn well know people who live on body of waters, drink and have babies. Like, they party, right? So St. Clair Shores had that population. Right?
I mean,
makes
if
sense.
the bulk of the population was working in the city of Detroit, they probably wanted to be close as they could to the city. And
yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Right on the
Jimmy,
border there.
you still here?
Yeah, Jimmy's here.
Thought we lost you.
It's all good, pal. That's all good. Shall we continue on with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Be a good idea, right?
The Steelers.
How about the Steelers? Number 8.5 over a little juice. You're gonna get a little juice there, and under. You're gonna be juiced on the under -145.
I would say go find $23,000 and put it on over 6.5 wins because, first of all, Mike Tomlin's never won.
I think this year is probably not the year though. For
No,
that,
no.
right?
Plus, you got Rodgers. Can we be honest? Can we Jimmy Hoffa Rodgers at this time? Can he take a ride in a car somewhere and someone tell him it's over?
I'll tell you what.
You don't like
I'll
him
see him
on,
at I'll see him at Red Fox. I'll take him over.
You don't like him on
Max.
the, you don't like him on the Pat McAfee show, like interview.
I just don't. I respect the man for what he's done in the league, but
Sure.
you've got to know when you're done. Like when you go to a team and you just become a social cancer to the team, and okay, unfortunate. Boy, did his leg snap that first game. I mean, it was just what it was.
That
but
was crazy, dude.
But come on, bro. You had a great career. You could very well, depending on what happens this year, in my eyes, he could tarnish his whole career.
Tarnishing the
He
legacy.
should have went out at Green Bay and been.
Did you guys see him on Rogan this week? Anybody? No?
Rogan?
No? Yeah, he was on Rogan.
Did a podcast?
Aaron, you never heard of that? The Joe Rogan Experience? It was interesting, man. I watched that for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Or the fuck it
Did
was.
you like him more or less?
He's
after?
longer than us.
That's what she said. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I like Rodgers. I like him. He didn't lead on to any of his football.
He's into conspiracy theories like you.
Yeah, that's not. They're not conspiracy theories anymore. It becomes the
based on
truth.
fact.
Yeah, it is now.
Space and facts.
Yeah.
What's next?
Was that okay? Let's keep going.
That's nice.
How about the Pats, the New England Patriots? 7.5. Over is juiced. Under is plus 125. Dub. What do you like?
Plus 360? Ooh.
Oh, you're looking at the alt lines. It's good
Yeah.
for you to look at the alt lines.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. Plus
You
360.
haven't said that.
Better than plus 270, right?
Yeah, sure.
So
They
it's
could take
all
some
day.
steps. They could leapfrog over the Jets this year, but I still see him. I personally see him still below 500. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that analysis.
Thank you.
And then we're getting down to the wire here. The Jags, 7.5 is their number, over minus 115, under minus 105. Even on both sides. These are FanDuel lines, by the way.
This is a
Anybody
polarizing
take a,
team.
Take a stab
since
at the Jags?
Mr. Richard has left, but I'll say it again. It all depends on Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All depends on
I
Trevor.
mean, I think it's a good line.
If he shows up,
I wouldn't throw money on that one though.
if he shows up for the year, it's there. If he doesn't, then the team's not there.
Yeah.
So
This is the team that could have 3 or 4 wins and could have 11 if he has an outstanding season. They got a
Exactly.
good young
This-
receiver
yeah.
there.
Their starter could swing it big time.
How about your Indianapolis Colts, Dub? 7.5, that's number even on both sides. Minus
So the
110.
lower the wins, the lower the initial over under is, the harder it is to get to that magical plus 270 number on the alt two wins losses line.
If you believe that those lines are efficient, which I think I already established that they're not,
no, so plus 250 is not good enough for me.
not good enough for you. Downs?
I
Anything?
think they'll get to 8 wins. So I'll go the over on the regular line.
Going on in the over?
I'm not a big Anthony. Anthony, what's
Just
his
because
name?
his name's Anthony, I give him a little bonus. little bonus.
That's weird. That's
If it was
all right.
Tony, no,
I mean,
no.
fuck that.
Maybe not.
What do you got, Dante?
could be a sleeper to win their division. But they managed to compete.
Wait, to win their division?
Sleeper. They compete. Like they have no superstars, but they tend to see they compete. So it's like
They have a lot of tough games.
They play really good.
Yeah.
Like so, I don't know. I wouldn't even bet on the Colts this year. To tell you the truth, it'd be too risky for me personally. So
I agree.
for me, do you know? What
No,
I'm
but
saying?
there are people that love to take a lot of risk in their football bets. Did we do the Raiders?
No.
No.
No? Okay, there you go. 7.5's that number. Over 135 and under minus $1.60.
Now you notice that last we were talking about the Colts.
Yes.
Under 5.5 was plus 250, and now the Raiders are plus 180. So this is a definite ignore this game altogether. Right?
Sure.
Am I off on?
I know what
thinking
you're
about
saying.
that?
I
Because
get
it's the
what you're
starting
saying.
the same.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Same starting point, 7.5.
Right.
But going from 2 down to 5.5 is a significant difference.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go with 7 wins. I'll take the under on this one.
Taking the under. Dante.
Take the under. Dominic just texted me on this one. He said,
yeah. What do you got, Tommy?
They're the new age. They are the new age Swartz era Lions. Many talented individual players, but the team never really seems to put that product on the field.
Doesn't gel.
Will likely be better this year than they were the previous years. That's what he just said on the Raiders.
I can't disagree.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yep, I can understand that.
The wild card is the Pete Carroll effect.
Yeah.
That guy, I have a feeling if you go back, even in his worst year in Seattle, what were they, like a 8-win team?
7-8 win, probably. Yeah.
I'm determined it's inside of 3 hours, so here we go. We got the Tennessee Titans. 5.5 is their number, which is understandable. Over is -$1.25. The under 5.5 for the Tennessee Titans is plus $1.05. D-dub. Give me your love on that. I'd say you got to go the under.
Under 3.5?
I'd say just keep them to 1. What's Will Levis going to start
Billy
dropping
Levi's,
bombs?
they call him. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I think that's worth it. 3.5 to 1. Yeah. Under 3.5
I'll take the general
wins.
under. I think they'll be a win or two better than last year.
Yeah, I would say that too because they're in the heavy rebuilding stage right now.
But
So
I
they're
think they got some talent.
They're
Heavy.
heavy, and they're still letting these players develop.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Under.
That was an interesting game that they played against the Lions, wasn't it?
It was very interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing against Tennessee. Personally, I love Tennessee, but geez.
For a moment, you thought that they were going to beat the Lions, and Lions, I think, were one-loss team at that point. Right. But the Lions ended up beating them by, 40 points or whatever it was?
A million points.
So Browns,
It escalated
really good
very fast.
defense and
Very quickly.
10 quarterbacks.
Yeah, a lot of quarterback issues. A lot of quarterbacks.
Who's the quarterback?
Which
We
you
don't
name
know.
it.
We don't know.
You
right?
name a quarterback, the Browns have
They might
one
have
right
four
now.
starting quarterbacks this year.
Right.
If we knew who the quarterback was, we could have 4 different numbers.
But is that
Exactly.
defense good enough to get the 6 wins? No
It's
matter
a decent
who's checking?
defense. People say I'm a
Probably should take yourself out
Browns
of the
apologist here.
equation there. Jimmy's a huge
I do kind of
Browns
like. I kind
fan.
of like the Browns. I like the Browns.
I think they'll get the 6 wins.
Worst team in the division, and it's the Myles Garrett show. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Oh
It is.
yes, of
Yeah,
course.
like-
yeah,
I think they'll get the 6 wins with that defense.
I think so.
Let's talk about that for a second, Myles Garrett.
Okay. The floor is yours, Dante.
I always gauge players, and it's not my world, right? It's never been my world. I've never been a big bettor because I never thought taking my hard-earned money and betting on a guy who's going to go home in his Mercedes to his $5 million home, even if he wins or loses the
That's
game.
smart.
Okay, but there's 2 types of players. There are players that want to be remembered, and there are players that want to make money. Let's be real. I mean, Myles Garrett had the ability this year to go anywhere he wanted to go, and possibly get on a Super Bowl contending team.
True.
And he stayed there. Now, I understand loyalty, but that just looked at me because I was like, oh, he'd come to Detroit. We just wanted a defensive end, the fan base, everybody. We're screaming, Hendrickson, yay! I mean, it was like, everybody was starving
Throw
for
somebody
it.
on the other side.
Meanwhile, I kind of thought it disrespected Hutchinson in a way. Like, dude, we have if he comes back stronger, like the $3 million man, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have the best guy in the league. But when Myles Garrett took that contract, I was like, dude, you don't want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you just want to get paid.
You just want to get paid.
And be stuck on a junk
You had
team.
the opportunity to get one in less than 2 seasons. But I don't know. That's just my 2 cents, and it's all it's worth. My 2 cents that I don't bet on, I keep off football. But yeah, I was excited. Maybe I'm a little butthurt a little bit because I was hoping Myles Garrett would make the decision, but it is what it is. So
Actually, I like that take. That's pretty smart. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think people had that. I don't know if it was ever really a reality that he would be in
come
Detroit,
here?
but everybody sort of
I don't know how much we would have to give up for him. I don't know.
well, Holmes we're never going to pay for the big ticket.
no,
guys,
I don't
let's be
think
real.
he was going to deal what it cost.
I mean, Zadarius wants back in. He just basically ain't saying it out loud.
Yeah.
He's making all the hints to want to come
Oh,
back.
yeah, for sure. He likes it here. I agree.
All right, let me break down the picks that the numbers guys have on this. So we got Richie. Richie, what do you got? Oh, you left. He's got the Raiders over 8.5 plus 240 at DraftKings. He's got the Dolphins under 6.5 plus 170 at the DraftKings. Tones, you got the Chargers over 9.5 even money at the FanDuel.
That's different.
That's all he had. That's all he had for AFC.
AFC. I did
he had
three.
three.
I did
We
three.
have four each. Just saying. Dubs got Distillers over 8.5 plus 122 over at the Caesars, and the Chiefs over 11.5 minus $1.30 at FanDuel. I have the Broncos over 11.5 plus 330 at FanDuel. And I also have the Raiders under 4.5 at plus 400 over at DraftKings. And as a reminder, the winner of these bets is getting a all expenses paid trip to the Hilltop for a delicious burger and probably some bourbon.
Courtesy of Rich.
Courtesy of Rich. Yeah, courtesy of
No
Rich.
matter who wins.
I'll remind you guys at home of the NFC picks. Richie had the Giants. Oh, fuck, I messed that one up. He had the Giants plus $1.10 over at DraftKings, over 5.5. And then the Saints under 4.5, plus 180 at DraftKings. Tones, Lions over 10.5, minus $1.05. Vikings over 8.5. Commanders, Commodes, over 9.5 at FanDuel. Dubs had the Bears over 8.5, plus $1.20 at
Surprise
FanDuel.
team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. And then the Eagles over 11.5 plus 100. I had Tampa Bay Bucks over 11.5 plus 310. I'm throwing up Hail Marys all over the place on this one. And then the Cowboys under 5.5 plus 340. And that is our picks for the futures, right?
AFC win totals.
Win totals, thank you. And here is our top picks performance over the last 2 years. This is 2 years worth. Richie down 21.92. Dub down 11.12. Tones made up some ground this week. Down 15.63. I'm down 0.74. And then as a group, we're down almost 50. Not good. And here goes Tones with his top picks.
Game's going on. I should have gave this out early.
These are the top picks.
Over 5.5 Stars. Stars down 3-1 the series. I was thinking that they would force another game. Stars are a good team, and I didn't think they would go down that easy. So
They're down 2, eh?
yeah, down 2 going in the third though.
Might be time to get down on the Stars.
The over is already hit, so hopefully the Stars could.
I'd be
rally
curious
up.
what kind of number you could get on the Stars right
Yeah,
now.
but they were tearing it up early on. This is tomorrow. I'm riding the Tigers at KC. Mai's on the mound. Tigers money line over 8 runs total plus 193.
I can see that. Hey, Dub, you're up.
Karen Chakanova.
That's a dude. Karen's a dude?
Excuse me. I was waiting for you to say, no, this isn't ATP. This is WTA.
Nah, I see he's against Tommy Paul, unless Tommy's a chick.
No, not
That
a
means
chick.
Karen's a dude.
Yes, Karen. Russian fella. Good guy. Don't hold that against him. Tommy Paul, the American, not buying it. Minus 120. Book it.
All right, here we go.
Tiafo, another American. Gonna win, though. Sebastian and Francis, I bet, again, you were thinking this was WTA. No, Jimmy, this is ATP.
Man,
this
you
is
got
the
a bunch
men.
of dudes.
Yeah.
You like the dudes.
Yeah, I love it. They hit the
All
ball
right.
harder.
Yeah, they do.
None of that finesse and not as much of the, screaming.
I just think you like when they wear skirts, Daryl. Just saying.
The women?
It's weird. No, the dudes. The dudes.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not real impressed with these picks. You're going
Okay,
to,
what else you
you're
got?
Going to men's tennis? Okay. Hey, there we go. a real
Scotty.
man's sport.
Scotty, he's even when he loses, he finishes in the top 5. That's probably what I should have bet. But guess what? Finishing in the top 5 would be a minus 260 bet right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you got to go for the win. Plus 240. If you got it at the start of the morning, plus 280 you could have got at MGM. But he's 5 strokes back now, and it's plus 240. So I mean that just shows you how good this guy is. I'll take a chance. It's probably throwing a unit away, but 5 units for this guy can be any given day. He can pick up 5 strokes.
All right, here's your ace in the hole. Who out of the run that's in that makes you a little bit nervous behind him? Who do you think?
Nobody. But the leader right now is Ben.
Crenshaw.
No, it's not Crenshaw, but it's the same guy that won last week, I believe.
Oh.
And so he's hot, but at the end of the day, Scotty, it just seems like if you get him within a handful of strokes, like you may have remembered the Olympics last year,
Right.
down. I don't know, it was down 5 or 6 strokes, and he
In the
won
third
by
day.
yeah,
And he came back. Yeah.
sick. He's the best thing since Tiger. Not that I'm a Tiger fan, but I don't think he's quite in the same ballpark yet, but he's definitely heads above the next.
It's very poignant. I'm going to continue on with I'm going to go with some women's tennis, which is kind of my bread and butter, my forte, you might say. Winning on this, so I'm going to go Clara
You're
Towson to win.
a half a unit ahead of my WTA.
Yeah, I'm coming up on 100 units, so wagered. So let's see if you can get to 100 units, you fucker. I'm going to go with Clara Towson to win, plus 148 against Anisimova. That's at the French. That's coming up tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And I'm going to throw a parlay. Well, you know what? Here, I should probably actually do this. Clara Towson, my number on this came to plus 118. So you got 13.67% of expected value. I didn't actually put it up there. There it is. Off my tennis model. And then next we got, this is going to be a parlay, which I normally wouldn't do, but if you have two with expected value, you put them together, we're going to get some leverage on this. This is going to be Samsonova, minus 155, Pagula, minus 200. I love Jamie, the Americano, to win at the French Open. That's going to be plus 146 if you put them together. And if you take them separately, guys, what is that? Gotta find it here. It's not easy. It's not easy being me. Towson, I have... oh, shit, that's not the one. Samsonova should be minus 172. She's minus 146. And the other one was Pagula, Jamie. Minus 277 is my number. It's minus 198. You can get those numbers. So put them together, 2-unit play. I think we're going to do some good at the French this year. We're going to do good at the French.
I'm off to a good start.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm betting the men and the women, though. So.
Yeah, I don't do the men because I'm not going to watch the fucking men.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I'm just saying. Okay, so here comes the numbers guys trivia question and answer. The Lions did not win a playoff game during the 1980s. But how many?
This is an interesting question, Jimmy.
It really is.
Very interesting.
It really
because
is.
Because the way I remember the 80s... What's that? I was hearing things in the background, and, I don't understand why somebody would be talking in the background, if they don't want to be on the air. So, anyhow.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyhow.
So here's what you got, Dub.
She's still making, gestures over there. I don't understand. What is your problem?
Let me put these up on the screen. All right, so Dub had...
That's my guess. 1 win, 1 loss.
You had 1.
Because I don't think they made the playoffs more than once.
1 was your answer. Tones said 3. 3 losses in the 80s.
Yes, 80 to 90. No, 80 through 89, right?
80 to 89.
Are we getting clarification on the question? Is that
Yeah, that's got to be 80 to 89, 80s.
Yeah. Whiskey over there says 4. 4 is his number. I'm sorry, I got Rich. Rich says...
We're all over the board.
You forgot about Rich.
Rich said 2. I did forget about Rich because he left. He left early. The correct answer was 2.
Yeah, I knew
Richie
it. I knew it.
got
I knew it.
Richie
That son of
got
a
it. That
bitch.
son of a bitch. He said the Lions lost in the opening round of
Yes.
the 1982 playoffs to the Skins.
I remember
31-7.
that one.
Yep, and they lost in the opening round to the 49ers, 24-23. And that means that you and Tones must Rochambeau to determine who is going to be buying the beer next week. So
Oh, jeepers.
have a good time with this, guys.
Okay.
I
Best
thought
out
we were
of
doing
three.
This is a
clear.
Best
This
out
is
of
a
three.
best of
I thought we were
7.
doing clears.
Nah, it's a best out of 3.
I think we should have a time frame
Like
in
a month,
between.
like a
Yeah, at least.
After
At
my
least.
next quarterly meeting.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is this how we're going to
I
do it?
think so, right?
That's how it's done.
How many pull-ups can you do?
I don't know.
You want to have a pull-ups off?
Not after all this drinking.
All right. Best of 3?
I guess so.
It's different. Rock, paper, scissors.
That's a tie for the audio listeners.
Got him one.
That's one for Dub. No,
Okay.
it's all messed up now.
Hold on. That one just doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think that would count.
You got me.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Do we?
All right.
So Dubs is buying the beer.
3.
Best out of 3. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was suggesting
I
7.
suggested take the off count one out, but you
I
guys kept
thought so
going.
too,
So,
That was
Hey, if nobody's complaining, then that's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
every
All right,
once in a while
guys.
I got to buy the beer.
Yeah.
We got shout outs. Shout outs.
It is shout out time. So Dante, you get to go first here, pal. Anybody you'd like to shout out for the evening?
I'd like to shout out all my coworkers at Detroit City Distillery. Keep doing what you got to do to make everything magical that what we do. And I want to shout out to all the restaurant and store owners and all their staffs for promoting a local spirit and nothing but good things to come. And we can't be who we are without you. So thank you.
That's very nice.
Dante for coming on. Great libation. Love trying all your stuff. Great shit. I hope you guys flourish in the area and grow over the country. And to myself for being the next member to join.
He wants that membership, son.
Okay, wait a minute. So you can't shout out yourself, guys. That's kind of
Rich usually allows it. Under certain
Yeah, well,
circumstances.
Rich, he does that all the time, but it's not the way our show is.
Thanks, Dante. I appreciate it. Do you ever ride a motorcycle?
No. That was so random. Like, where did that come from?
My next shout out goes out to my buddy Steve. He knows who he is. Hopefully he's listening.
Is that the Garbage Man?
The Garbage Man, Steve. I never in my
Does he like
wildest
bourbon
dreams.
or rye?
He likes it all, I think.
Okay.
I would never thought this guy was a motorcycle rider. But it turns out what his wife posts on Facebook the other day, yesterday, that he was in an accident.
Oh,
He's got
Jesus.
broken ribs, 2
Man.
broken bones in his legs, ankles screwed up, and now while we went on the air tonight, my wife texted me and said Steve just went into ICU.
Oh,
Oh, no.
With heart thing. So
I thought he was doing okay.
he was.
said.
He was.
Yeah.
I talked to him. I didn't talk to him, but I texted him when I found out, and I said, "Steve, you want to be on the podcast tomorrow?"
Yeah, which was funny.
It was a joke because he was in the hospital,
Right,
you know.
right, right.
And he said the Garbage Man will be fine and ready to pontificate on any trivial topics.
Yeah, you said that.
And then my wife texted me as we're going on the air and said, "FYI, Steve is in the ICU."
Oh, man.
Something about his heart
Sorry
rate.
to hear that.
So,
Man, that's not good. Prayers
shout
up.
out to Steve.
Prayers
I
out.
never would have thought he would have been on a motorcycle, but his wife said that was his last ride. But I don't think she meant anything, you know. I think she just means he's not riding anymore in the
No
future.
more motorcycles.
So shout out to Steve. Hope everything
Get well, Steve.
went well tonight, and we'll hopefully have the Garbage Man on one day.
And we'll send you
For sure.
a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah. Get well,
recovery.
Steve, man. I'm on the Get Well Steve tip. And Ali LaRocca, I don't know if anybody knows who
I've
that
heard
is. She says, bring me a sip of each bourbon, a heart with a tongue. I don't know, Tones. She has a tongue.
She wants them combined in just a plastic
One,
cup.
Yeah, it's plastic cup.
She wants the Mr. Rich infinity glass that he was
Yeah,
creating over there.
Just the combo platter.
There's like one ice cube melting in that thing.
The combo.
it's
I call it the Swedish house, the Sweden house
That's
glass.
right. That's right. So I got to give Dante a shout out. Of course, this was a lot of fun. I'm really happy that you made it here.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, like I said, opportunities like this are where I'm trying to lean with my new position as the brand development manager. So the more I can get the word out about the brand, the more the story's told, the story's cool, the spirits are high quality, And I need one favor from you guys. I'm going to be picking a bottle to take off your shelf in the back to put the butcher's cut.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Yes.
Yep. So
Which one is it?
My
What do you want to
favorite
do?
is the Wild Turkey back there. The Wild Turkey 101.
yeah.
All right, actually, just do it live here. Which
Let's
one
do
do you,
live.
which
Do a
one do you want to
replacement.
remove? We'll give you the removal.
Shouts out to Valentine, Mayor Pingree. That's a good one.
That's
Oh, the mayor. Yeah.
The mayor. I like
He's
the
the
mayor.
Detroit.
The mayor's
base.
staying there. Yeah.
Okay.
The mayor stands.
Let's see. What is that one between Long Branch and Jim Beam? What is that? I can't. Port Sanilac. Gotta love another Michigan one.
yeah.
People always ask us who's your competition in Michigan, and we're like, we don't have competition in Michigan. We're all literally every distiller has each other on speed dial. They all know each other. So it's Kentucky will always be our competition. And with that said,
yes.
I will have to pull the Maker's Mark.
Oh, the 46.
So
Getting rid of the 46.
The reason I'm pulling Maker's Mark is for me. How many bottles of Maker's Mark can you really have in your collection?
That's a good point.
That's all I got to say. Like Maker's, and it's not me being catty or it's like it's the same mash bill over and over again. Like I like it if you're like a weeded, but I'd like to. You know what? I'll be respectful. We'll slide Maker's Mark over and give DC the front space on that. So
I'll tell you what. You can have the Makers. I bought the Makers. You can take that with you. And I do appreciate you coming on. This was informative. It was exciting. It was fun. I'm a little fucked up right now, so that is what we strive to do here at the Numbers.
Steve,
Guys.
Jimmy, you want to do the bourbons? No, I think we're good. We're doing them at the front end. So that'll be your downfall for this episode. Yeah, I think we're good doing them on the front. Are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
you gave me I appreciate that.
No,
so
this was great. Thank you guys.
oh, thanks for being here.
Thanks for
coming.
Awesome.
And we'll do it again sometime. And by the way, next week, 7:30. Did I shout out Gagu? Did I do that?
Yes.
For the fan?
No, you didn't.
Or was that
I
last
just
week?
want to give a shout out to Gagu. I gave a shout out to Dante, right?
Dante.
Yeah, you
What
did
about,
not give a shout out
okay.
to Gagu. Whoever Gagu is, no.
Yeah.
What about
yeah.
Mamu?
We're giving a shout out
Did
to
you
Gagu.
shoot out Mamu?
She kept it cool tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we'll be back here same time,
mother.
same place,
Did you
7:30.
shoot
My
out your
mother-in-law.
Your mother. Did you
there
shoot
it
out
is.
your mother?
Yeah. For
yeah.
introducing
Oh, shit.
us to Dante.
For Mima and Papa.
Mom and Pop.
This would have never happened.
You're
without
right.
them.
You're right. Thanks, guys.
Good night,
Love you.
everybody. Stay safe.
I'd also like to shout out Rich for leaving early. Thanks, Rich.